Potentially the last time from Sinsheimer Stadium in 2025, the Blues vying to host a playoff game. They need some help from the Alameda Merchants, but for now, they're in control of their own destiny against one of the hottest teams in the California Collegiate League, the Orange County Riptide. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the broadcast booth. Nate Mills alongside Ryan Giacomini, and this is the Ancient Owl pregame show on the SLO Blues Streaming Network, getting you ready for OC and San Luis Obispo. Well, Ryan, this is the moment we've all been waiting for the Blues. We knew it was going to come down to the final game of the summer, and they got their guns all lined up in order. Bryce Johnson getting the start against a very good OC team.
Yeah, the Blues are going to have to come out firing tonight against this Riptide team, as you mentioned. They got to win tonight to hold their own destiny and possibly host a game. So it all comes down to how you play against the Riptide at a 2 o'clock start.
Well, San Luis Obispo is coming off a win last night against the Conejo Oaks after falling in a brutal 5-4 fashion 2 days ago down in Thousand Oaks. The Blues got their get back with an assertive win over the Oaks last night, 11-4. And the Blues just took care of business immediately. They played a lot cleaner. They pitched with a lot more efficiency. The bats, though, were my favorite part of last night for the Blues. They were hunting early and they were hunting often, highlighted by a 3-for-4 day for Sam Ardoin.
Yeah, the Blues finished yesterday with 8 hits and 11 runs. It's pretty good right there. So if they can keep up that offensive ambush going into today's game and then going into the playoffs, regardless of if you're at home or on the road, that could be gigantic for this team who hasn't really been a win-scoring team all year long, or run-scoring team, all year long. But last night they put up 11, the most they've put up since July 13th against the Seagulls when they won 13-4 on the road.
Well, starting for the Orange County Riptide today, it's Haas Fragasso. He's a bullpen arm from Orange County, converted into a starting pitcher. He's only making his third start today against the Blues, and he's been really, really good. 1 ERA for Fragasso, and the thing for him is that he's not going to strike you out a whole lot. In his first start in a Riptide uniform, 5 strikeouts and 5 innings pitched. The last time he was out there, 5 innings, no strikeouts. And the Blues, this is a team that tends to have a lot of strikeouts, but they also have the ability to take their walks and be really good at taking a lot of pitches. So it's all a matter of what kind of offense are we going to get today? And that's been a big theme for this summer, too. Consistency for the Blues. And obviously, they've been consistent enough as they've clinched a playoff spot, coming from a 450 win record all the way to the 3 seed in the CCL North. But today, it's all about that consistency, ambushing pitches like they did last night.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the game last night against the Oaks, who are also a really good team in the South, they're battling for a chance to have the 1 seed today. They had 7 strikeouts and 10 walks. If that's something you can continue to do, have more walks and strikeouts as a whole battery, that is an incredible look for the Blues. Easy 90 feet, and then, I mean, when you get guys on base, I mean, Murillo has 20 steals. Hicksonbaugh has probably about 5 in the last 5 games. Royal has bag stealing ability. So does Raymond. All of a sudden, those walks turn into doubles. Now you have runners in scoring position. So the Blues just need to continue to take advantage, ambush on pitches they like, take when they don't like it, draw walks, and be aggressive on the bases.
Well, it wouldn't be a Blues pregame show if we didn't mention how the Blues offense feeds off the starting pitching, right? So Bryce Johnson getting the nod today, another 1 ERA guy against a stacked lineup for the Tide. Leading off is Bradley Navarro. He's second place in batting average in the entire CCL. He's a former Blue who played in 5 games last year. But the name that I'm looking at mostly, it's kind of a head scratcher. As you said, the OC Riptide are playing for something too with the Conejo Oaks, first place in the CCL South. Batting 8th today for Orange County is the second baseman Dylan Nieto, who is primarily a pitcher, but has been getting reps in batting practice with ground balls and hitting in the bubble, and they're going to go ahead and give him the start today. This is his first time hitting this summer.
Yeah, first time hitting this summer. When he was recruited out of college, he was recruited as a hitter, kind of a Kate O'Hara project, where then he became a pitcher. Unlike Kate O'Hara, he ditched the fielding side of things, but now got some reps yesterday at batting practice and fielding some grounders. Today, they felt comfortable enough to start him in a must-win game for them if they want to be the 1 seed and host the South Championship on Wednesday.
Well, this is potentially the last game at Sinsheimer in 2025 as everyone waxes nostalgia and basks underneath the sun. We're all ready to enjoy the last regular season Blues game of the summer. Well, this was the Ancient Owl pregame show on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Thank you for tuning in today and for all of summer. Thank you so much to our Blues fans out there. Nate Mills and Ryan Giacomini on the call for you. We're going to send it back to the field, and we'll see you right after this. One last time in the regular season from Sinsheimer Stadium, the Blues hosting the Orange County Riptide as they vie to host a playoff game in the CCL North. The Blues clutched it up last night in a dominant 11-4 win against the Caneo Oaks. Kate O'Hara closed it out, and the fans celebrated big on a firework night. They want more, though. They're going to need some help, though, from their friends up north in the Alameda Merchants to take down the Walnut Creek Crawdads. But first, it's the Orange County Riptide in the Blues way. Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Orange County Riptide. Brad Navarro, former Blue, switch hits and leads it off as the left fielder. The shortstop Jake Evans bats second, with Carter Dans, the first baseman, batting third. Luke Johnson cleans it up at third base, and Reed Montgomery plays center and bats fifth. Zach Crandall's the catcher, batting sixth, with Jack Salmon DHing and batting seventh. Dylan Nieto makes his first appearance as a position player, plays second base and bats eighth, with Riley Hunsaker playing in right and batting ninth for the Tide. Here's a defensive alignment for your hometown team. Since 1946, celebrating their 79th birthday today, the San Luis Obispo Blues. Behind the dish, it's Charlie Caruso with Tolman at first, Gavin Constantine at second, Sam Ardois at third with Diego Murillo at short, Drew Raymond in left, EJ Royal in center, and Jake Hicksonbaugh in right, with Kosei Suzuki DHing. And on the rubber for your Blues, the University of Washington commit from Lake Sammamish, Washington, Bryce Johnson.
Yeah, Bryce Johnson has been incredible for the Blues this summer. In his 3 starts, 13 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 9 walks to his 15 strikeouts. It's good for a 1.38 ERA and a 1.08 whip. He's going to come at you with a 5-pitch mix. It's mainly the fastball, but he's going to work a slider, a curveball, a changeup, and a cutter as well. That fastball going to sit in the low 90s with good break in and down.
I think this is arguably the best 1-2 punch in the CCL. Ryan Featherston got the start yesterday for the Blues and was spectacular. 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, no earned runs, and 3 base runners for Ryan Featherston. And then right after that, you get Bryce Johnson, who's got a 1.38 ERA and 15 strikeouts and 13 innings pitched. So the Blues, we talk about it all the time, riding the momentum of their starting pitchers, and it completely makes sense when you have those two guys headlining your rotation.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Featherston, who leads the CCL in ERA and with a .27 on Saturday, and then the next day you have to face Bryce Johnson with his 1.34 ERA. He's not a qualified pitcher in terms of the CCL, but if he was, he would slide right in as the 5th best ERA in the league.
Well, here's Bradley Navarro, the former Blue and switch hitter, batting left-handed against the right-handed throwing Johnson. Navarro plays in left field and went 1 for 5 in their loss yesterday against the Arroyo Seco Saints. First pitch, swing and off the hands right to Tolman at first base for the first out. Just like that, we're underway at 2:03 p.m. on a beautiful sunny afternoon at Sinsheimer. 73 degrees and sunny is your game time temperature. Doesn't get much better than that. So Brad Navarro lines out to first on the first pitch of this entire ball game, and now it's the shortstop, Jake Evans.
That's a good way to start. Brad Navarro has an average that's closer to 400 than it is 300, so if you can get him out on one pitch, that's an absolute win.
Evans takes the first pitch slider at the knees on a called strike, 0-1. Jake Evans is batting .274 this summer, not quite as ridiculous as Brad Navarro, but the everyday 2-hole hitter for the Riptide. 17 hits and 62 at-bats. 0-1. Pitch missing high, 1 ball and a strike. Evans from Long Beach, California, is a dirtbag at Long Beach State, entering his sophomore season at 5'11", 180 pounds. One. Missing off the plate inside, 2 balls and a strike. Evans started in 27 of his 33 appearances at Long Beach State this past season as a true freshman. Played second and third. Today he plays short. 19 hits and 99 at-bats for the Dirtbags, with 4 doubles and 3 homers. The 2-1. Evans leaves it high, 3 balls and a strike. Alrighty, Evans digs back in his black and white shin guard to match the Dirtbags' colors. Blues wearing their all-yellow tops with their yellow hats on a sunny afternoon. 3-1. Pitch at the knees and strike 2. players call these unis their sunnies. Appropriate for a day like today, 73 degrees and clear skies. With one out, here comes the payoff pitch from Bryce Johnson. Popped up and out of play. Johnson digs back in as fans continue to clamor into Sinsheimer Stadium. A record-breaking 2,300 fans in attendance last night for a fireworks show. 3-2. Missing high, that's ball 4. First base runner of the day for the Riptide, and it comes on a one-out walk to Jake Evans.
Yeah, I got to say, last night's fireworks show I think was my favorite of the 3 this summer.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah, it was a good show. And, I mean, all of them are good. But last night, I think, above and beyond.
Well, the Blues are always good at putting on a show at Sinsheimer Stadium, but with their appearance in the playoffs, they're more than just the production. They're a good team. So now it's the left-handed hitting Carter Dans, first baseman batting third. Dans takes the first pitch strike on a curveball, 0-1. Carter from Newport Beach, California, is a Wildcat from Northwestern, exchanging some words with his teammate Charlie Caruso behind the dish for the Blues. Pick over to first, and Evans is back in time. And Dans and Caruso go back to even before their days in Evanston, Illinois with the Wildcats, as Caruso went to J. Sarah Catholic in San Clemente, and Dans went to Corona Del Mar High School. Not too far from each other, just about a 20-minute drive down the I-5. Playing in travel ball games together and against each other, and now reuniting today on the Central Coast. 0-1. Fastball fouled straight back, 0-2. Well, in high school, when Dans went to Corona Del Mar, he was an Orange County All-Star Baseball MVP. That All-Star game was played at Great Park, Irvine, which is where the Riptide currently play. Another pick to first, very close, and Evans is back in time. Well, and before this season at Northwestern, Big10Baseball.com named him an impact freshman before the season. Liner to second, big hop past the lunge of Constantine and into right field, a base hit. Evans goes first to third on a one-out single from the first baseman, Carter Dans.
Definitely a hard hit ball the other way, and you can see how the walk is kind of hurting Bryce Johnson. That's been his only mark on his record this year, is the walk numbers, 9 of those in his 13 innings. It's not great, but it's so if you could lower that number today, that's I think the key for Johnson.
The ceiling is high, but the floor can be low for Bryce Johnson. We've talked about it before. The arsenal is so effective, but sometimes it can just get away from him in the blink of an eye. Well, he corrals it in here to Luke Johnson, who swings and misses at the first offering. It's 0-1. Johnson's a utility player from Trabuco Canyon, an Ivy Leaguer from Cornell. 0-1. Pitch missing off the plate, 1 ball and a strike. A graduate of Santa Margarita Catholic High School. When he was an Eagle, they won the 2023 Trinity League Championship and Division I CIF Regional. That's a very good program in SoCal. 1-1. Here's a strike, 1-2. Johnson's batting .313 this summer and 112 at-bats. Has driven in 22 on 35 hits in 2025. The leading run stands 90 feet away for him here. With 1 out, the 1-2. Runner takes off the second. Throw goes down. It beats him. Does the tag? It does not. They go home. Clanked by Caruso. Now thinking about third is Dans. He takes off. Here comes the throw now. Head first slide. He's in there safely. The worst sequence of events you could think of for the Blues, and it just came to life in the top of the first inning. Dean Traynor, the manager for the Blues, wants another look at that call at second base, and honestly, it was very close. I thought Constantine got the tag down on the foot at least. The home plate umpire calls time, and now Dean Traynor wants to chat with the field umpire who had the best angle on that play. So Jake Evans scores, Carter Dans steals second base, and then moves to third on a throw.
They're ruling it as a second stolen base.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 stolen bases for Dans and a stolen base for Carter or Evans as well.
So Evans scores, it's 1-0, and Dean Traynor still trying to bargain for that out call at second base. Well, while we wait, and it's still Luke Johnson at the dish who sits in a 2-2 count. And now Traynor talking to the home plate umpire and the first base umpire getting involved now. He confirms a safe call. And if you know manager Dean Traynor, you know he's going to milk every second out of a conversation with an umpire to try to get a call to go his way. Famously isn't that successful, but gives an effort every time. So now the infield plays in with a runner at third and 1 out, a 2-2 count to Luke Johnson. Miss outside, 3-2.
A walk, a 1 out walk ends up scoring for the Riptide. We say leadoff walks are ill-advised. It can come back to haunt you, but really if you walk any batter, it's ill-advised.
3-2. Johnson pops it up foul and out of play. Luke in 2025 with the Big Red at Cornell had 33 total bases on 18 hits, drove in 10 runs, 3 doubles and 4 home runs. Started in 21 games in his true sophomore season. 3-2. Slider misses upstairs, and that's ball 4. Another walk issued from Bryce Johnson, and runners are back at the corners for the Riptide.
Got another first-third situation, and Caruso's going to talk to his pitcher, Johnson.
Well, the good news is about that walk is that you get a ground ball and you can get out of this inning. Much easier said than done.
Well, that does bring up Reed Montgomery with runners in scoring position, and Reed is 4th in the entire league in runs batted in.
26 RBI in the summer for the Long Beach State Dirtbag from Mission Viejo. He's a redshirt sophomore, batting .337 with a .469 slugging this summer. A .436 on base percentage as well. 2 homers and 33 hits. Runner takes off to second. Here comes the throw. And it's not in time. Now coming in to score is Dans. He's caught in the middle. Constantine stares him down, throws to third. They tag him at the base, and they got him. Carter Dans caught halfway between home and third, and the Blues get a big out.
I mean, the exact same first-third situation. The only thing there, Dans decided not to go home, and he gets thrown out trying to get back to third.
The Blues are 4-7 when the opposing team scores in the first inning. Not a very good track record here of starting off on the wrong foot and not being able to come back. But that out right there is somewhat of a good omen for the Blues to get out of this nightmare situation.
You were a ground ball away from getting out of the inning. Now you're any out away from getting out of the inning.
So Johnson with the stolen bag is at second base, and it's still Reed Montgomery. 0-1, it's a high bouncer to first, gloved by Tellerman, and he'll tap the bag himself to retire the side. Bryce Johnson bites his glove in frustration as the Riptide are up 1-0 in the top of the first. We head into the bottom half of the frame on the SLO Blues streaming network. Blues trail early against the Orange County Riptide in the bottom half of the first inning. The Tide struck first as Jake Evans came around to score on a Carter Dan's single. It's 1-0 Tide, and here come the Blues. E.J. Royal leads it off and plays center with Jake Hicksonbaugh playing in right. Zach Tollerman bats third and plays first base with Sam Ardois playing third and batting fourth. Batting fifth is the shortstop Diego Murillo, with Drew Raymond playing in left, batting sixth. Kosei Suzuki DHs and bats seventh, and batting eighth is the left-handed hitting catcher Charlie Caruso. Gavin Constantine, the second baseman, rounds it out in the 9th spot for the Blues. Now here's a defensive alignment for the visiting Orange County Riptide. It's Crandall behind the dish with Carter Dans at first. Dylan Nieto at second with Johnson at third. Evans at short. The outfield left to right is Navarro, Montgomery, and Hunsaker with Salmon DHing. And on the hill for OC, it's Haas Fragoso, the right-hander, making his third start of the summer.
Yeah, Haas has been great for the Tide this year. In his 6 appearances, 2 starts, he's thrown 19 in the third innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks to his 18 strikeouts. He has a 5-0 record. He has the second most wins in the entire conference. He's going to come at you really with it's a 5-pitch mix. It's fastball heavy with a cutter, a curveball, a changeup, and then an occasional slider.
Well, Royal gets the fastball here and takes it for strike one. He's thrown that fastball 201 times now this summer. Royal takes in the dirt, a ball and a strike. A cutter that time yanked downstairs. EJ started yesterday, not surprisingly, against the Caneo Oaks and went 1 for 3 with a trio of walks and a strikeout. Miss outside, 2 balls and a strike. Now Royal, if he were to collect 2 hits today, would have back-to-back 50-hit seasons in a Blues uniform. That is incredible. 2-1. Royal takes a fastball nipping at the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the exact numbers on this, but I would say he's probably one of, if not the only Blue to ever do that. 50 hits in a season alone is impressive, and the fact that he has a chance today and in the wild card game to do 2 back-to-back seasons is impressive.
Yeah, the Blues play less than 50 games every summer. We're playing in game number 48 today at Sinsheimer Stadium. And Royal has a chance to reach that mark. He's certainly capable of putting up 3 hits in one game. Swing and a miss. That'll have to wait as he strikes out on a slider from Fragoso for the first out of the inning.
Fragoso just pumping that one in. And it was a little high and in, and Royal attacked it, but he couldn't get the barrel on it.
So here's Jake Hicksonbaugh, who is the embodiment of the battle of attrition in the CCL. That's really the key to winning this league, being able to retain your good players. And in the case of Jake Hicksonbaugh, he was fighting for some playing time essentially the entire season. But the last 2 weeks of the year, guys have left, and it's opened up a spot for Hicks, and he's been right there to fill that position, and he's been playing great so far. He was 1 for 2 yesterday with a 2 RBI single, scored 2 runs, and walked. Just kind of tells you how much better you can play when you have trust in your manager. Swings and misses at a high fastball here, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, his hit yesterday pushed him to an 11-game hit streak. Today has a chance to make it 12 heading into the playoffs.
Those 11 games, that's about the same timeline as him being an everyday guy in the lineup batting second. Fouled away, 1-2.
It is. The hit streak started the day he started hitting second and playing right every single day for the Blues. It's been impossible for Dean to take him out because, yesterday he only went 1 for 4, but he also walked, stole the bag, scored a couple of runs, had 2 RBIs. He's just a menace on the bases, and he's a great glove and right.
1-2. Hicksonbaugh takes a pitch just below the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A changeup that time. And to left-handed hitters, Fragoso leans more on that changeup, more changeup cutter fastball instead of fastball cutter curveball. Fastball skied into left field. Navarro ranges to his left, fights the sun, and makes the basket catch in the alleyway. Good grab from Bradley Navarro, the former Blue.
Stealing a hit in his old home out in left field. And that one hit pretty well, even though it was off the end of the bat at 86. and Navarro had to make a good play on the run to get Hicksonbaugh there. Hicksonbaugh thought he had extra bases.
And that's another part of Hicksonbaugh's game that has changed significantly, the barrel play. Because in a past life, I feel like he would have gotten that same exact pitch and swung right underneath it. Here, it's flattened out a little bit more, and he's able to fight it off the other way. And speaking of hitting mechanics, here's Zach Tullerman, who has made quite a few adjustments this summer, and it's worked out for the best, as he has been one of the top 3 best hitters on this roster and a top 10 bat in the CCL. Sits in a 1-0 count against Fragoso. Takes up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Tullerman graduated from San Jose State this past spring and waiting for a phone call to join the Frontier League and play some independent league baseball. 2-0. ZT swings and foul tips it at home plate, 2-1. Zach working on that exit velocity this summer and the launch angle. It's paying dividends with his mid-400 slugging. 2-1. Miss upstairs, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, for the longest time, he had an OPS over 1,000. It's dropped a little bit under at 994, so he's right there. But, 500 on base with a almost 500 slugging.
3-1. Fouled off. We'll do it at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
But it was good for him to see him get back on track down in Caneo a couple of days ago, too, because he had a stretch where he didn't put the ball in play for 2.5 games, just walks and strikeouts, and he had a double against Conejo and then another double again against Conejo in yesterday's game.
Payoff, check swing, drop third strike. He hustles to first. Crandall races to the ball. He slips and Tullerman reaches. Drop third strike for Zach Tullerman with 2 outs. And he's aboard. So that brings up Sam Ardois. That's the first drop third strike we've seen this summer where a Blue has reached base safely.
Tullerman knew he went around right away, but the home plate umpire didn't call it. The catcher paused a little as it squirted away. And as they were appealing, it was called strike 3, and Tullerman had that easy.
So the inning stays alive with 2 outs. It's our reigning player of the day, Sam Ardois. A 3-for-5 evening yesterday against the Oaks with a double, a run scored, and an RBI. First pitch missing outside, 1-0. Ardois also having an incredible summer with the Blues. And what I would say is his best stretch of college baseball in his entire career. 1-0. Popped up behind home plate and in front of us. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, which is crazy to say considering, this last year he played in his home state, and last summer he was here. He played at Texas, and now his second year in the blue and gold, he's having his best stretch, thousands of miles away from home.
Moss Bluff, Louisiana native from ULL and now Northwestern State. Popped up to the right side and foul ground. First baseman Dans makes the one-handed grab to retire the side. Zach Tullerman is stranded at first. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 1-0 Riptide as we head into the second inning on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the second inning at Sinsheimer Stadium. Fans starting to trickle in more and more as the Blues trail 1-0 against the Orange County Riptide in the final regular season game of the summer. First pitch to Zach Crandall, the right-handed batting catcher, is in there for strike one. Well, Bryce Johnson entered today's game with a 1.38 earned run average. Second leg and a brutal 1-2 punch for this Blues rotation. Fastball fouled away at strike two. And not the start he was anticipating. A couple of walks and a single brought across the first run of the day for Orange County. Here's Crandall, the anteater from UC Irvine. Tapper to second base. Constantine charges it, makes the throw on the run, and it's in time to retire the backstop.
It's a good play from Constantine. He's been struggling a little bit defensively. He had an error in yesterday's game and an error in Friday's game. So to get that one has to feel good.
Here's Jack Salmon now. Left-handed batter is the DH today. And if the name Salmon sounds familiar to you, especially in the context of Southern California, well, it should. His uncle is Angels legend Tim Salmon. First pitch, and the curveball misses high, 1-0. Salmon from the University of Hawaii, a JUCO bandit from Golden West College, born and raised in Huntington Beach. Pops this up off the end of the bat, down the left field line, and foul. 1-1 to Jack, who is batting 145 this summer for the Tide. He's playing in his 19th game of the summer. A late addition for OC. 4 doubles in his 8 hits. 1-1. Salmon takes high, 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, 8 for 55. Half of his hits are doubles. Has only driven in 1 run. Johnson pauses, now delivers the 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
His uncle got some, he's a pretty good ball player.
Yeah, he is.
Rookie of the year. He finished 7th in MVP voting in the AL twice. And he was with the Angels when they were the California Angels, then the Anaheim Angels, and then the Los Angeles Angels.
They got to go back to California.
I agree.
With 1 out, the 2-2. Salmon leaves it high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jack this past season at the University of Hawaii in the Big West batted .231 with a .721 OPS. 9 total bases, 6 hits in his 26 at-bats. A double and a triple. Off the hand, sent straight back, and we'll do it again, 3-2. Past 2 summers, he played in the West Coast League for the Ridgefield Raptors. The payoff. Slider taken on the inside corner, strike 3. A suspenseful call from the home plate umpire, and Bryce Johnson collects his first K of the afternoon.
There you go, Bryce. He went with the slider in the 3-2 count. He usually is fastball in full counts. Right there, freezes Salmon.
And we'll put Jack in the icebox. Curl him up later. First pitch swinging is Dylan Nieto in his first at-bat as a position player, and he pops it up to Zach Tollerman at first to retire the side. Bryce Johnson faces the minimum after allowing a run to come in to score in the top half of the first inning. We'll head into the bottom half of the frame in an inning brought to you by Studio Design Group Architects. Bottom half of the second inning is brought to you by the talented team at Studio Design Group Architects. Whether you're designing, planning, or needing permits for a new space, Studio Design Group and their collaborative philosophy have you covered. Visit sdgarchitects.com to learn more. Diego Murillo leads off the inning and grounds out on the first pitch he sees. So one pitch, one out for Haas Fragoso in the bottom half of the second inning. The Blues trail 1-0 against the Tide, and it brings up Drew Raymond. Raymond yesterday had one of the more exciting moments with an opposite field triple. Now, it wasn't smoked in the left center gap. He just kind of poked it that way, but it had just enough roll to go in front of the warning track, and some bad angles from the left and right fielders for Caneo and Jimenez and Kenlinger allowed Raymond to reach third safely and cash in a couple of runs. 0-1 count here. He pops another one into the left center gap. Coming in is Navarro, and he makes the running grab for the second out. 2 quick outs here for Haas Fragoso, and it brings up Kosei Suzuki.
A good sign there. You're going the other way on a line. Not hit very hard, but it's just good to see him go the other way. We know the pull side power is there. He gets sprayed all around the field, especially in the playoffs. Becomes more of a dangerous hitter, especially later in the order for the Blues.
Well, we talk about opposite field power for Drew Raymond. I mean, he had an opposite field home run this past season as a true freshman at Santa Clara. And here's Kosei Suzuki now as he takes strike one against Fragoso. Kosei was 1 for 5 yesterday with an RBI and a run scored. Suzuki with a long swing and a miss for strike 2. And Suzuki heading to Pennsylvania this fall to play for LaSalle. The Division I program is back. The school cut it in 2021 because of budget cuts, and they have returned. Suzuki fouls this one off at home plate. A fastball tied him up.
That ball looked like it was going to hit him.
Yeah.
If he didn't swing at it.
And Suzuki digging back in the right-handed batter's box with his cherry red oven mitt. With another lefty, Caruso, on deck. Pops this one up off the end of the bat and straight behind us out of the stadium. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Talk about struggles. Suzuki has had his fair share as well this summer after having consecutive seasons of 600 slugging in JUCO ball. Popped up in foul ground. The catcher, Crandall, ditches the mask and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. 1-2-3 frame in the home half of the second. The Blues still trail 1-0 as we head into the third on the Slow Blues streaming network. Left-handed hitter Riley Hunsaker leads it off against the righty Bryce Johnson out there for his third inning of work. We're at the top of the frame here, and the Blues trail 1-0 against the OC Riptide. First pitch to Hunsaker is taken for a called strike. Riley batting ninth today, the left-handed batter, playing in right field today for the Tide.
That second inning was much more Bryce Johnson-esque, a 1-2-3 inning. Expect more of that in his outing today.
Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Hunsaker, the Lancer from Cal Baptist. Yeah, the first inning, Johnson allowed a run to score on an RBI single from Carter Dans. A walk from Jake Evans is who came around to touch home plate. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. High cheese, Hunsaker goes right after it. That's the second strikeout of the day for Johnson.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to you, Hunsaker. Top of the order now, Brad Navarro. This is a tough out right here.
Sure is. Brad Navarro is second in the CCL in batting average. As a switch hitter, he's hitting .372 with the Riptide. A .512 slugging to go along with a .486 on-base percentage. He's committed to play for the Utes at the University of Utah. A former Michigan Wolverine and a Charger from Cypress College. Flinches at a pitch inside, but it misses 1-0. The Blues certainly envious of the Riptide because they have Brad Navarro playing in a summer ball team a lot closer to home, a Huntington Beach native. Another fastball high and tight, 2 balls and no strikes. He played on the Central Coast last summer and only appeared in 5 games for the Blues. Went 5 for 19 with a double and 3 RBIs. A 2-0 with 1 out. Tied up inside and a check swing. Didn't go around. 3 straight balls to Brad Navarro, who's 0 for 1 today. Lined out to the first baseman, Zach Tallman, on the very first pitch of the ballgame. Deeper in account here. Well in the driver's seat at 3-0. Taking all the way on the fastball, and it's a called strike, 3-1. And this past season at Cypress College with the Chargers, where Blues pitcher Logan Groff went to play JUCO ball, he had 16 extra base hits in 137 at-bats. He takes a strike here right at the knees. Navarro didn't think so.
Navarro has a pretty good grasp of the zone. 26 walks to his 12 strikeouts this year, on top of a .500 slugging. I mean, MVP talks right there.
Those are 2 metrics that you just love to see in a player. The payoff. Navarro pops it up into left field. Raymond moves towards the line, sets his feet, and makes the catch. Fly out for Brad Navarro, and there's 2 gone in the third.
Yeah, Brad slammed his bat down. He got robbed, I think, there of a 1-out walk, and instead he flies out.
It's always frustrating when you have the umpire kind of take the at-bat away from you. And if you're a good hitter like Navarro and you know the strike zone as well as he does, you know that you're going to get another pitch like that, and it's not going to be one you like. So now here's Jake Evans, who takes the first pitch slider and called ball, 1-0. Evans walked the last time he was up in the first inning and came around to score the one and only run today. From the stretch, Evans sends it straight back, 1-1. Los Alamitos High School graduate in 2024. A top 20 shortstop in the state of California, according to Perfect Game. First team All-League, first team All-CIF, first team All-Orange County as a senior with a .354 batting average and a .476 slugging. Here's another called strike, hit in the bottom half of the zone, 1-2. And if I'm Bryce Johnson and Haas Fragoso, I'm learning this strike zone right now. A lot of pitches that look to be low are getting called strikes. Hitters got to be making the same adjustment too. Expand just a little bit. With 2 outs, the 1-2. Fastball clipping the outside corner, strike 3. Johnson collects his 3rd K of the afternoon and retires 6 in a row. It's now the Blues' turn in the bottom half of the third inning. They still trail 1-0 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Left-handed hitting catcher Charlie Caruso leads it off in the bottom half of the third inning against the Orange County Riptide. The Blues trying to fight to host a playoff game in the CCL North. And to do that, they need to win today and have the Alameda Merchants defeat the Walnut Creek Crawdads at 6 p.m. First pitch to Caruso misses high and inside, 1-0.
You tune into either of our buddies, Casey Kasner or Ethan, on the Merchants and Dad's streaming networks. And watch that game and see if the Blues are going to host if they win.
Another pitch high, 2-0.
That's the big test. You got to win. You got to beat the Riptide, who have won 8 of their last 10.
Don't leave our boy Ethan Segal at the conversation.
I said Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah.
2-0. Caruso fouls it straight back, 2-1.
That's our boy down there. Good guy, Ethan Segal.
Yeah. That's one thing about working in the CCL as a broadcaster. You meet so many other broadcasters. Mm-hmm. It's very fun to learn everyone's story and see how they got to this spot and what they're passionate about, where they want to go.
I mean, we got Syracuse, we got ASU and Pauley, we have Kasner goes to USC, and Segal goes to Northwestern.
Yep.
I feel like I'm missing an East Coast school. Where does Kieran go? He also go to Syracuse?
Yes.
Yeah. All over the country.
Kieran Costa, the Stompers broadcaster.
Yep. Stompers are also playing right now, playing the Philippines baseball group in a game that doesn't really mean anything, and they're winning 4-0.
Well, they got first place in the CCL North on lock. 2-2. Caruso takes off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Sonoma has already clinched the number 1 seed, so they will get a bye week and host a playoff game on July 30th at Arnold Field. The Blues want to avoid a bus ride as much as possible. 3-2. Caruso hits it hard in front of the Blues dugout. We'll do it again at 3-2.
Yeah, mega barrel just out in front of the changeup.
And Fragoso maybe learning his lesson there. Don't throw him that pitch again. Right on left matchup. Righty Fragoso. And the righty Gavin Constantine stands on deck for the Blues. Right side of the infield shifted to the pull side of Caruso. Same for the left. A little bit less so. 3-2. Caruso takes low, and that's ball 4. Leadoff walk in the bottom of the third inning. First walk of the day for Fragoso, and it brings up the 9-hole hitter Gavin Constantine. A 1-for-4 day yesterday with a walk and 2 runs scored. Saying, speaking of East Coast schools, Gavin Constantine is a Bonnie from St. Bonaventure University. First pitch, he puts it in play at short. Evans flips to second for one, and Nieto turns the double play. No, Dan's is off the bag. Oh man, Dan sighing in frustration. He had that DP turned, but a last second stretch threw him off first base.
That was beautiful up the middle. Evans with the glove flip to Nieto at second. Yeah, Nieto's throw was just a little high. Constantine with that 6'6", 60 speeding down the line.
So Gavin reaches first base safely and will flip it to the top of the order in E.J. Royal with one out. Third baseman Johnson playing in as Royal serves it out into right field. Hunsaker charging in, slides and makes the catch. Taking out a chunk of grass in the process. What a grab from Hunsaker to rob Royal of a base hit.
I thought that one was going to fall, but it hung up a little bit, sinking not quite fast enough.
So a blooper to the right fielder, and there's 2 outs now in the third. First pitch hacking for E.J. Royal, and now it's Jake Hixenbaugh. Hixenbaugh is the opposing right fielder, who is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to left field on 2 strikes. First pitch misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Jake is a 3-year Blues player. First started when he graduated at Tascadero High School in 2023. He checks his swing here, that's strike 1. And then going to Monterey Peninsula College, he returned. And has now returned for the 3rd season in a row as a Colorado State University Pueblo commit. Playing some D2 ball in the southern part of the Centennial State for the Thunderwolves. A changeup, man, didn't miss by much. Off the plate, 2 balls and a strike.
That one, I think, just a little high above the letters for Hixenbaugh. Crandall did a good job to try to frame it. Just a tad too high.
And lefty Hixenbaugh in the back of the batter's box with Constantine at first. Pick over, and Gavin's in there safely. Zach Tellerman stands on deck for San Luis Obispo. He reached first on a drop third strike in the first inning. Hixenbaugh with the sunglasses on. A sunny day in San Luis Obispo. Long hold, 2-1. Hixenbaugh fouls it off the catcher Crandall, who leans over his waist. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff walk from Charlie Caruso in this inning, and he was forced out at second base on a fielder's choice from Gavin Constantine. The Riptide just couldn't quite turn the double play. It was a high throw from Nieto, who was playing his first game in the field. He's primarily a pitcher. 2-2. A high miss, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Nieto over at second base had kind of been messing around in batting practice leading up to today's game, taking grounders at second and at short and some hacks in the batting practice bubble. And obviously the coaching staff for the Riptide took it pretty seriously and are starting him in a crucial game for Orange County too. 3-2. Hixenbaugh shoots it off the hands to short. Evans collects his feet and throws across the diamond to retire Hixenbaugh for the 3rd out of the inning. Gavin Constantine stranded, no runs, no hits, no errors. The Blues still trail 1-0 as we head into the 4th inning on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the fourth inning at Sinsheimer Stadium. The Blues wearing their yellow sunnies and the Orange County Riptide wearing their road grays. Bryce Johnson back out there and delivers a first pitch ball to Carter Dans, 1-0 to the first baseman, who's 1 for 1 today. Dans in the first inning stole a couple of bags and was picked off in between third and home. Gavin Constantine from second base with a crucial out. Dan sends it straight back. 1 ball and a strike to Carter. Dan's a Newport Beach, California native. Is a two-way player at Northwestern. He appeared in 12 games at both the plate and on the mound for the Wildcats, starting once in left field and once on the mound. 1-1. A swing and a pop-up into shallow left field. Raymond full speed and foul ground. Makes the catch with the sun glaring in his sunglasses for the first out of the inning.
It's a good play by Drew. That one hung up for a long time, and he was able to get there, but not an easy play to make with the sun directly overhead and that ball towering.
Kind of reminds me of spring training in Arizona in the Cactus League. That's a theme you hear about all the time, right? The sun and the high sky. Well, that is the stage right now at Sinsheimer Stadium. Not a single cloud in the atmosphere, and the sun beating down with a UV index of 8. First pitch slider from Bryce Johnson is pumped in for a strike to Luke Johnson, no relation. Luke walked the first time he was up and stranded at second base. Bryce is a Husky at the University of Washington, and Luke is a big red bear from Cornell. Grounder to Ardois across the diamond in time for the second out.
Got stuck in Ardois' mid a little bit. He had to take a couple extra shuffles, but it just allowed him to put even more oomph in the throw to first and get Johnson in time.
And that's what's good about Ardois at third base, too. In the kindest of ways. There's not really a lot of thinking, but this is good, because there's no overthinking. It's not lackadaisical or lazy. He is just so comfortable and experienced at that spot that when you have kind of a misplay in your glove, you don't freak out and try to rush it too much, and then it pops out. He just goes, "Oh, missed it a little bit. Let me fire it over to first." Here's Reed Montgomery. 0-1 against Johnson. Reed is 0-4-1 today with a ground ball out to first. Swing and a looper into the Orange County dugout. Quickly 0-2. Bryce Johnson in the driver's seat to the center fielder. Defense playing straight up. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Oh yeah, Bryce Johnson's fired up. He just collected his 4th K in 4 innings. 1, 2, 3, top of the 4th for Bryce Johnson, and we head into the home half of the frame. Blues still trailing 1-0 in an inning brought to you by SLO County Golf. Bottom half of the first inning is brought to you by SLO County Golf, offering 3 courses in SLO, Morro Bay, and Atascadero, and a unique combination of beautiful scenery and affordable prices. Book your next tee time at slocountygolf.com. Zach Tellerman leads it off for the Blues. Middle of the order due up for San Luis Obispo as they trail by 1 against the Orange County Riptide. Haas Fragoso is back out there, and Tellerman checks his swing and fouls it straight back 0-1. And Tellerman has gone through a few different phases of approach this summer, I think. He started out the year swinging early in the count, and then as we've sort of ended the season, he's getting deeper and deeper in counts, maybe a little too passive, and now in the final week, check swing, kind of less confident. Slider hitting the outside corner, 0-2.
I think less confident is actually a good way to put it. It looks like he's uncomfortable with the strike zone a little bit, even though he has great bat-to-ball skills and, still draws a good amount of walks. He just has to trust himself and know that he has the ability to bang balls.
0-2 in the dirt. Good lead from Tellerman, 1-2. Yeah, Zach entered today's game with a .333 batting average and 87 at-bats. So certainly the bat-to-ball skills are there, but you're right, uncomfortable is a good describer. That's already his 3rd check swing of the day. 1-2. Tellerman flinches on a curveball that looked good from here, but it's called a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That one I definitely think a little bit upstairs. Bigger strike zone top to bottom for Tellerman, standing in at 6'5".
Blues offense still trying to figure out the zone as Tellerman swings and misses at an elevated fastball for strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the day for Fragoso, and it leads off the home half of the 4th.
Tellerman goes down swinging for the 2nd time today.
0 for 2 with a couple of Ks, and it's Sam Ardois. Ardois popped out to the first baseman Carter Dans in foul territory the last time he was up. Another batter for the Blues where you could talk about approach, for 20 minutes. Ardois loves to have his pull side juice and ambush fastballs that are out in front and rip it down the left field line, but this summer for the Blues it's been different. He is trying in batting practice to hit it the opposite way. As a matter of fact, he does it so much, one day in BP he indulged and swung as hard as he could to the pole side and hit a rocket off the wall. He comes out of the bubble and says, that felt so good to do. So the discipline has been there for Ardois. He knows he is looking for a big season at Northwestern State this fall. Fastball missing just below the zone, 2 balls and a strike. Ardois, Moss Buff, Louisiana native, staying in his home state to play for the Demons. 2-1. Ardois chases a changeup for strike 2.
It's a good combo there. Ardois is usually pretty good at not swinging at pitches outside of the zone, especially changeups. Right there, that one fooled him.
Takes a little longer getting back in the batter's box as he digs his white and black dunks in the dirt. Off the hands, it's squibbed right to the shortstop, Evans. Leaping grab for Jake Evans, and there's 2 gone. Soft contact for Ardois, the 2nd time he's been held to that today. And with 2 outs, it brings up the shortstop, Diego Murillo. Well, and staying on the topic of Ardois, Northwestern State wants him at shortstop. And so that has brought a problem, quote unquote, to the Blues because his school wants him at short. But personally, I think Diego Murillo is the better defender.
Yeah, I agree, and I think after the error a couple of days ago by Gavin Constantine, Dean moved him over to second, an easier position defensively, moved Diego to short and Ardois to third. Murillo is not a third baseman. He has not played there at all this season, so that's probably the best defensive alignment for those 3 infielders that the Blues can offer.
0-2 for Murillo, and he swings and misses. Murillo strikes out on 3 pitches, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down. Haas Fragoso faces the minimum. We head into the 5th inning. Blues trailing 1-0 against the Tide on the SLO Blues streaming network. Zach Crandall, Jack Salmon, and Dylan Nieto to lead it off against Bryce Johnson in his 5th inning of work. He's only allowed 1 hit to this Riptide team on 2 walks as well. First pitch slider missing downstairs to Crandall, 1-0. It was really that first inning for Bryce Johnson where things went haywire. A walk with 1 out to Jake Evans, and 2 stolen bags from Carter Dans brought across Evans to score. Ground ball the opposite way. Diving is Constantine. He loses the ball for a sec, stands right back up, and can't get the throw off in time. Nice job by Gavin Constantine to bat that one and keep it inside the infield dirt. It's a leadoff single for Zach Crandall and the 2nd hit of the day for the Tide.
And how much you could do that. That was soft contact. It was just put in a good spot, and Constantine did everything he could to try to make that play. If you're Johnson, you just got to shake that one off and move to the next batter. You're good with that soft contact swing.
I think it was too soft for the ball to stay in Constantine's glove, too. I think that's why it went out. First pitch swinging is Jack Salmon as he pops it up down the third base line and foul ground. Constantine Murillo won't have a play. Right in between the shortstop Murillo and the third baseman Ardois. Ardois was working with a pretty difficult angle because his shoulders were turned towards home plate, or his back was facing home plate, and his head sticking straight up. He had to flip the shoulders a couple of times, and Murillo just couldn't get there in time. Also wondering where Drew Raymond was. Might have been shaded in the left center field gap. You are facing a left-handed batter in Salmon who likes to go pole side, so it was a much longer run for Drew Raymond. A runner on first. Here's the 0-1 count to Salmon. And Jack takes strike 2.
And Murillo as well was hustling to get that ball, but that's a long run. That was over by the warning track over where the reserve pitchers for the Riptide are sitting. So that's about 125 feet for Murillo to go.
0-2. It's poke straight back. We'll do it again.
A good hustle from everybody, but just a really tough play all around.
Salmon, another Orange County native from Newport Beach. Descendant of, you could say, baseball royalty, and Tim Salmon, especially in the Orange County area. He was a legend for the Angels. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Johnson pulls the string and collects his 5th K in the afternoon. Second strikeout of the day for Jack Salmon. He's 0 for 2. So now here's Dylan Nieto. Nieto, the second baseman, converted from a pitcher. This start today is a culmination of ground balls and batting practice and hacks in the cage before the game. And he taps it down the left field line for a base hit. Rounding second and coming into third is Crandall. Head first slide for Nieto, and it's a double in his 2nd at-bat of the summer.
Yeah, I mean, he was recruited out of high school to be a position player and be a hitter, and right there he showed why. A rope double down the diving glove of Ardois.
So now 2 runners in scoring position. The Blues infield will play with their toes on the grass. Infield playing in with less than 2 outs. There's 1 gone in the top of the 5th. The priority is at home. A tightly knit ball game, 1-0. Orange County leads, and Riley Hunsaker at the dish. Hunsaker 0 for 1 with a strikeout. One of Johnson's 5 victims. Pitch missing high, 1-0. Hunsaker, a Lancer from Cal Baptist, formerly a Trojan from the University of Southern California. Only played in 11 games for the Trojans. In the past season at Cal Baptist, he played in 23. 1-0. Missing high, 2 balls and no strikes.
You do have a base open. You can work around Hunsaker, but on deck you have Brad Navarro, so I don't know if you want to face him with the bases loaded.
Navarro, second in the CCL in batting average at .375. 0 for 2 today, though, with a line out and a fly out. But for now, it's Hunsaker, the left-handed batter, playing right field today. The 2-0. Hunsaker shoots it in the left center gap. Royal giving chase in the left center alleyway, and it drops in for a base hit. 2 runs will score. Hunsaker's at second base. A 2 RBI double clears the bases and makes it a 3-0 ball game. Opposite field, 345 feet. 93 miles an hour of exit velocity. That's a nice piece of hitting.
Yeah, Hunsaker got all of that one the other way. And now the Riptide have taken a 3-run lead. It's an uphill battle for the Blues.
And now here's the aforementioned Brad Navarro, who the Blues have held to an 0-for-2 day. Navarro leans back in his left-handed stance as he hitches in the back of the box. First pitch, Brad takes a bender for strike one. Crandall scored from third, and Nieto scored from second on a 2-run double from Riley Hunsaker. Blues trying to grab a win today to keep their playoff hosting hopes alive. The 0-1, and Navarro takes up and outside, 1 ball and a strike. Brad, at his first season at Michigan, played in 28 games, went 8 for 59 for a 186 average, and really turned it on at the JUCO level. And just adding on here in the California Collegiate League. Back over to second, miscommunication, and Murillo can't glove it. An extra 90 feet for Riley Hunsaker puts him at third. And Murillo was at second, and Johnson just yanked the throw behind him. I think Johnson wasn't sure if Murillo was going to stay at his position or if he was going to be on the bag.
Yeah, I mean, usually as the pitcher, if you're going to step off and not, and throw it, just throw it to the base where the defender is, or don't throw it at all.
First error of the day for the Blues. 1-1. Navarro pops it up to third. Ardois searches for the fence and makes the one-handed grab. Second out of the fifth as Navarro slams his bat again, and with 2 gone, up comes Jake Evans.
That's a big second out, too. Now the infield can play back, and you're just looking to get one more out and get out of this inning. Get the bats up and find some momentum at the plate.
Evans, the Long Beach State dirtbag, is 0-for-1 today. Walked in the first, scored the first run of the day for the Tide, and then struck out looking to end the third. Right-hander getting loose in the bullpen for the Blues. Evans swings at the first pitch and lines it out of the stadium for strike one. Looks like Chase Rogers getting hot for San Luis Obispo. Bryce Johnson from the stretch with the middle of the infield wide open for the right-handed hitting Evans. 0-1. Jake takes a slider outside, 1-1. Riley Hunsaker stands at third base. He extended the OC Riptide's lead with a 2 RBI double. It's a 3-0 game in the top half of the fifth. The 1-1. Evans shoots it the opposite way. Constantine gobbles it up and throws it over to first. Tellerman makes the snag and retires the side. Riptide extend 3-0. They lead the Blues as we're halfway through at Sinsheimer on the Slow Blues streaming network. Drew Raymond leads it off against Haas Fragoso in the home half of the 5th inning. Fragoso has been wheeling and dealing against these Blues. They're getting no hit halfway through this ball game. And it's the left-handed hitting Raymond to end that here. Right-handed pitching Fragoso awaits in the stretch with the bases empty. And time is called at home plate as the Riptide get rid of a weighted donut on the on-deck circle. And now we're ready to go. Blues now trailing 3-0 off a 2 RBI double from Riley Hunsaker in the top half of this inning. Blooped into left. Charging is Navarro, and no one will have a play. It's a fair ball. A bloop single for Drew Raymond in the Bermuda Triangle breaks up the no-hitter from Haas Fragoso.
Yeah, you called it. You said Drew Raymond up with a chance to break up the no-hitter, and first pitch, he does just that. The funniest thing about that to me, Rene Regalado, the third base coach, stood arms crossed staring at home plate the entire time that ball was in the air. And there was honestly a chance that Drew could have rounded first and headed to second.
Yeah. And
Rene was unaware that the ball even had a chance to be fair.
It's just kind of one of those days for the Blues, full of frustration with hosting a playoff game on the line. Suzuki grounds it to third. Big hop in front of Johnson. It goes into left field. A base hit for Kosei Suzuki, and after being no hit through 4, the Blues have hit back-to-back singles in the 5th.
Yeah, a bloop single and a wicked hop on the infield grass is how the Blues get on. You'll take it. It is momentum in the right direction. And now you got Charlie Caruso up, who has hit 3 extra base hits in his last couple of starts.
Well, and that's an important nugget. He also has a 2 home run day a couple of weeks ago, and he represents the tying run in this ball game. Charlie has undeniable pull side power, but he tells me his roots, especially when he was successful at J. Sarah Catholic High School, was shooting doubles the opposite way, in the alleyways down the left field line. But this summer, he's just been indulging in pull side hacks. Takes a high fastball here, 1-0. Caruso has walked today in the 3rd inning and was forced out at second base on a Gavin Constantine ground ball. Last time he started was 2 days ago on July 25th against the Conejo Oaks. 1-0, it's fouled at home plate, 1 ball and a strike. In that July 25th start, down in Thousand Oaks, Caruso actually hit an RBI single and went 1 for 3. Was also hit by a pitch and walked as well. And Caruso has been struggling to find consistent bat-to-ball at-bats, but he's been really good at getting on base. 1-1. Charlie fouls it off the hands, a ball and 2 strikes.
That's been his biggest issue by far. He has struggled finding the barrel, but when he does, it's almost bound for extra bases.
Yeah, batting average south of 200, but a 195 average with a 415 slugging.
And a 411 on base.
That's right.
How often do you see a 195 average with a 825 OPS?
1-1. 1-2 misses high.
I'd say 825 OPS is above league average.
Yeah.
And a 195 batting average is well below league average. Kind of opposite ends of the spectrum.
Caruso sits deeper in a squat and a 2-2 count against Fragoso. A righty starting to warm up for the Tide. Caruso fists it to second, backhanded by Nieto to second for 1, and the Tides turn the double play. The primary pitcher, Nieto, digging it out of the dirt, and they turn it 4-6-3.
Yeah, that's a really impressive play from Nieto, who hasn't fielded a bunch of ground balls since becoming a pitcher. On the backhand on a short hop, and then a good backhanded flip to second. That's not an easy play.
Oh, that's an even bigger 2 outs for Orange County. Drew Raymond's still on base, though. He stands 90 feet away and represents the first Blues run of the afternoon as they trail by 3. Here's Gavin Constantine. First pitch misses in the other batter's box. 1-0 to Gavin, the St. Bonaventure Bonnie. Right on right matchup with Raymond at third. Constantine hits a slow tapper to short. Evans across his body, throws it to first, and Dance digs it out. What a play from Jake Evans at shortstop to retire the side. The Blues strand a runner on third. They get their first 2 hits of the day, no errors, and they trail 3-0 heading into the 6th inning. Orange County up as we head into the top of the 6th on the SLO Blues streaming network. Carter Dans leads it off against Bryce Johnson, entering his 6th inning of work. It's been a tight-knit ball game all day as the Blues fight to host a playoff game in the CCL North. Dans, the Northwestern Wildcat, takes the pitch below the zone, 1-0. His teammate Charlie Caruso is behind the dish, and they exchanged some words before batting practice today, as they did back on the road trip against Orange County a month ago. 1-0. Swinging a hard ground ball down the right field line and foul. Dans today is 1 for 2. A single in the first, stole a couple of bags, and popped out to left. He has one of the 4 hits this afternoon for the Riptide. A blow-up 5th inning, so to speak, for Bryce Johnson. Orange County put up 2. Dan's another grounder, this time straightening it out in foul territory, and Tallerman is there as he lightly taps first base for the unassisted putout.
Johnson has looked pretty good. He's just had, a couple of at-bats in a row where the Riptide have taken advantage, but Now, he had a streak where he recorded 12 straight outs, and right there he gets back on track.
Digging in now, it's Luke Johnson. 0 for 1 today, a ground ball out to third and a walk. Johnson swings and misses for strike one. Luke plays baseball in Ithaca, New York for Cornell in the Ivy League. A .407 slugging this past season with a .222 average in 24 games played. Grounder to third, and it's foul. 0-2 to Luke Johnson with 1 out. His team up 3-0 against the San Luis Obispo Blues. And if the Blues want to host, they got to win today and have the Crawdads lose in Alameda against the Merchants. For now, it's Luke Johnson in an 0-2 count against Bryce. With 1 out, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Johnson blows the door off his last name partner, Luke. 6th strikeout of the day for Bryce.
Like I said, he's looked good at times, but right there, able to blow the doors off Johnson.
With 2 outs now, it's Reed Montgomery, a redshirt sophomore from Long Beach State. Here's a nugget on him. He's jacked. Bodybuilder physique with 2 home runs. Montgomery takes strike 1. Redshirted his first season at Long Beach State in 2024. Then appeared last season as a redshirt freshman in 35 games in the outfield, making 13 starts. He 0-1. Fouled straight back, 0-2. He went 5 for 49 his first season with the Dirtbags, scoring 4 times and driving in 2. And 2 of his 5 hits in the spring were doubles. Here's the 0-2. Montgomery fouls it away. We'll do it again. Here's a 3-year letter winner at Capistrano Valley High School. He missed his freshman season because of the COVID cancellation. And the season right after COVID shut down his year helped the team to the South Coast League Championship game. Slider missing right next to his back foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And then right after, he said, yeah, let's run it back. Repeated as champions as a junior in 2022 in the South Coast League. 1-2. Montgomery with a hard grounder through the 4-hole and into right field for a base hit. 99 miles an hour pounded into the ground by Reed Montgomery, and a 2-out base hit.
It was a hard hit ball, putting those muscles to work, chopping that one hard and into the dirt, but hard enough to get through the right side, excuse me.
We saw Reese Bueno and Chase Rogers, 2 right-handers, getting loose in the bullpen for the Blues, and now the bullpen is empty. Bryce Johnson still out there. We also saw a right-hander get hot for the Riptide, and their side is empty as well. Here's Zach Crandall, who led off the 5th inning with a single. Crandall led off with that single and eventually came around to score on that 2 RBI double from Riley Hunsaker. Picked to first, and Montgomery's in time. Crandall is a anteater from UC Irvine, a transfer from Utah. Another pick, this time a little closer, and Montgomery's there. Spent the 2024 season with the Utes, but didn't see any action. Prior to that, he played in 26 games at Orange Coast College in 2023. 271 average with 5 doubles, 2 homers, and 20 runs batted in. Adjusted well to the Division I level once he got a chance at UC Irvine in 2025. A 327 batting average as he chases a high fastball here for a strike. 0-1 to Zach Crandall, the Ladera Ranch, California native, entering his senior season with the Eaters. 3 doubles in his 16 hits this past year, and 6 runs driven in. Slow tapper to short. Murillo charges it, makes the throw on the run, and Tellerman squeezes it for the third out of the inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, and a runner left on base for the Riptide as we head into the home half of the sixth, which is brought to you by Ancient Owl Beer Garden and Bottle Shop. Bottom of the sixth is brought to you by Ancient Owl Beer Garden and Bottle Shop, your go-to spot for every Blues road game. Located just around the corner from Sinsheimer Stadium, Ancient Owl is the official home of the Blues watch party all season long. Ancient Owl, choose your beer wisely. Top of the order, due up for San Luis Obispo, E.J. Royal. First pitch swings and misses for strike one against Haas Fragoso. Fragoso, the righty, has just been dealing against these Blues. 5 shutout innings, and the Blues recorded their first base hit in the bottom of the fifth. Royal waves and misses at a fastball outside, 0-2. After a day where the Blues put up 11 runs against the Caneo Oaks, who are currently in first place in the CCL South and are the 2024 defending champions, being shut out today against the Tide, 0-2. Royal takes in the dirt, 1-2.
A good curveball there on a 0-2 count. A little bit of a waste pitch to set something up now.
The last home regular season game of the summer. Blues still have a chance to host a playoff game if they can get a win out of today against the Riptide. He chases a high fastball outside of the zone, and that's strike 3 to Royal. Fifth strikeout of the day for Fragoso, and the second to E.J. Royal.
Fragoso, not a huge strikeout guy, but he's struck out Royal twice and Tollerman twice, who were 2 of the 3 best hitters in this lineup, in my opinion.
Haas Fragoso originally started as a bullpen arm for the Orange County Riptide and has moved to a starting role after being so productive out of the pen. He started against the Oaks 5 days ago. Jake Hicksonbaugh takes off the plate, 1-0. In that start against Caneo, he went 5 innings of work, 2 earned runs, 2 hits, and 2 walks with no strikeouts. Today, he has 5. 1-0. Hicksonbaugh skies it into left. Navarro charges it as he fights the sun and makes the one-handed squeeze for the second out of the 6th. 2 quick ones now for Haas Fragoso, and it's Zach Tollerman. ZT having a difficult afternoon, 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. He reached first base, though, on a drop third strike in the first inning. Tollerman with a deep sigh as the sun cooks all the patrons in the Orange Row at Sinsheimer Stadium. Last night it was black, zipped up puffer jackets, and today it's sunglasses and forward-facing caps. 3-0 game, Orange County leads. 1-0. Tullerman pops it up, foul, and out of the stadium for strike one.
Yeah, he happy with that swing, but dissatisfied. He hit that one pretty well. He was just late on it, but got a good barrel and kind of grinned with a little bit of happiness and also eagerness to hopefully straighten that one out.
He knows he's on it as he digs in the 1-1. An off-speed pitch missing low and outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Tullerman.
Yeah, Fregoso knew it too, which is why he immediately went to the off-speed, the hook against Tullerman.
Fregoso comes set from the stretch with bases empty. Tullerman sends it straight back for strike 2. Another offering where he just missed it. Sam Ardois stands on deck for the Blues. Tullerman taps home plate and gets set in the Deuces Wild offering to number 22. Swing and a liner into right field, and it drops in front of Hunsaker for a base hit. 2-out single for Tullerman, and back-to-back innings where the Blues have recorded a base hit after being hitless through 4.
There you go. He put everything together there in a couple quality foul balls. And he sends that one on the line the other way. Good sign for ZT. Don't give Ardois a chance, who is one of the best in terms of driving in runs for this Blues team. He has a tall task with Tullerman, who has below average speed at first base.
Below average speed and a mending right ankle as well. Here's Sam Ardois with an open stance. First pitch slider missing low and outside, 1-0. Ardois making his 34th start of the summer for the Blues in game number 48. The final one of the regular season, and it's at their own crib. 1-0. Ardois takes low and outside again, 2-0. Sam is batting .312 this summer with an .845 OPS. That is second on the team behind Zach Tullerman at .994. Grounded to short. Evans gets it on an easy hop and gets the force out at second base to retire Tullerman and end the inning. Blues still trail 3-0 against the Orange County Riptide. And for the last time at Sinsheimer, I'll pass it over to my partner and pal, Ryan Giacomini, who's got you the rest of the way.
7-1 top 8. Top of the 7th inning, due up for the OC Riptide. It's the bottom of the order. Jack Salmon, Dylan Nieto, and Riley Hunsaker. Those three were the productive ones in the 5th inning to help score some runs for the Riptide and extend this lead, as first pitch swinging is Salmon. He's 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Salmon batting from the left side. This is a very even lineup. You lead it off with a switch hitter, and then you go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, the entire order. As that one is fouled back and out of play. And quickly behind 0-2 is Salmon to Johnson. Back out there for inning number 7 of work.
For those unfamiliar with kind of how lineup construction works, having a right-left alternation is exactly what you want.
That makes it difficult for the pitcher to kind of get in a groove against one-handiness when you have to go back and forth and back and forth. The 0-2 is a slider that misses away. The only time Johnson gets that in this entire order is with Hunsaker, the 9-batter, and then Navarro, who's batting first, the switch hitter, who is batting from the left side today against the righty Johnson. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Pulled the string on the changeup. And over the top was Jack Salmon, his 3rd strikeout of the day.
Look, man, Johnson's giving you everything he's got. This Blues offense needs to follow suit. And it's funny, we ironically talk about how the offense typically does that. Johnson, kind of after that first inning and, okay, maybe the 5th, has been looking pretty good.
A couple of rough at-bats. It's not even full innings. It's just at-bats that are, lackluster. And it's cost the Blues, and the Bats have not been able to pick up any momentum as that one misses inside. The only time that they had a little bit of momentum was in the bottom of the 5th inning, but then a ground ball double play kind of halted them in their tracks.
I wouldn't even say lackluster for Bryce Johnson.
1-up is fouled up and out of play. The Aces are free.
I would say literally it's at bats, and you could go even smaller, a pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, just one miss, and the Riptide are all over it.
Dylan Nieto, the Bobcat from Saddleback, who out of high school was recruited as a middle infielder, shortstop, second base, according to Perfect Game, as that one misses upstairs. A 7.5 grade on PG. That's out of 10.
Sorry about having a higher PG grade than him.
Nate, committed to play Division I baseball out of high school at Towson.
8.5 PG grade.
Come here. 2-1. Swung on and fouled back and almost into the press box. Watch your lip, Jacob Lee, our press box director. Dylan from Rancho Santa Margarita, California, in Tesoro High School. Two swung on and hit hard, but foul past the third base coach. It stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nieto now committed to play baseball with the Titans at Cal State Fullerton. And he throws 92 off the mound and now is playing second base. As half swing, a ball gets away. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. Another strikeout for Bryce Johnson, his second in this inning and his 8th of the game.
Bryce Johnson doing his best Ryan Featherston impression, picking up on these Ks. Both kind of trade places because Ryan Featherston yesterday pitched to contact, and I feel like that's something Bryce Johnson does. And then today, it's kind of flipped. Johnson's getting the Ks, and Featherston pitched to contact.
And Nieto really working with a 3-pitch mix. That fastball, Nieto, the second baseman, has a 3-pitch mix on the mound. He's only throwing fastballs over to his first baseman today. As Johnson gets an ugly swing and a miss from Riley Hunsaker on the slider for strike 1. Hunsaker had a 2 RBI double in the 5th inning. He also struck out in the 3rd. The 0-1 swung on and fouled back and right into the marketing tent.
I love hearing all the little footsteps run to the ball.
Yeah. You hear them pattering. It's hard to see directly below us, but you could just hear them pattering to try to get that baseball. You got lines of kids who are asking for autographs after the game. I mean, that got to make your day, your week as a little kid, as Johnson gets another swing and a miss. Striking out the side for the first time today. He sits him down in order, all by way of the K. Let's see if the Blues bats can build off of it. We head into the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-0 Riptide on the SLO Blues streaming network. Diego Murillo will lead it off as the Blues look to score their first run of the game in the bottom of the 7th inning. He'll be followed by Drew Raymond and Kosei Suzuki as he watches ball 1 low and away.
A new pitcher for the Orange County Riptide, too. Haas Fragoso's day is done, and I think that's the best news the Blues have gotten all day.
That one misses inside, and it is 2 balls and no strikes. It's Jack Morrissey.
Fragoso went 6 innings of work, allowed just 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts in 6 shutout innings.
The 0-2 is a slider that just misses away. 3 balls and no strikes. This season, Morrissey has pitched 7 innings, given up 9 hits, no earned runs, 3 runs. However, all of them are unearned, with 3 walks and 8 strikeouts. It's good for a 0 ERA, obviously, with those 0 earned runs. As he starts his day with a 4-pitch walk to Diego Murillo. Speed on the bases for a Blues team who are trying to battle back an uphill battle against one of the hottest teams in the CCL, and they already trail by 3.
Second walk of the day. Better now than never, right? I mean, get going in some possible facet. You'll take anything. A hit by pitch, a reach on error, whatever. You need bodies on the base paths.
First pitch misses away to Drew Raymond. 5 balls to start his day. Jack Morrissey from Belmont University and Ladera Ranch, California, at 6'2", 180 pounds. That one misses down. 6 straight balls to start his appearance.
And so the catcher Crandall is going to talk to Morrissey now. I mean, 6 straight balls straight out the bullpen. You just don't want to see that if you're Orange County. Granted, you do have a 3-run cushion, but you can never say a game is completely lost if you're within slam range.
And if Drew Raymond can get on, you have a guy who proves that he can hit home runs. In Kosei Suzuki, his last year at the JUCO level, led all Japan-born players in both hits and home runs.
Love that nugget.
This one misses away. 7 straight balls as it squirts away from the catcher Crandall, and moving up to second is Murillo, now in scoring position for Drew Raymond.
Here you go, here you go. If you're the Blues, you're watching the wheels slowly fall off and you're crossing your fingers.
Last season with the Bruins at Belmont, Morrissey had, in 5 2/3 inning, he had a 19 ERA, where he gave up 3 doubles and 8 total hits. 3 strikeouts to his 5 walks. This one misses inside. 8 straight balls to start the day. The Blues have leadoff base runners on back-to-back 4-pitch walks. It'll be Kosei Suzuki with a chance to tie the game.
I know our photographer, Julianne, is a Texas A&M Aggie, and you know their tradition when you throw a certain amount of balls in a row. Ball 8, ball 8. I'm sure she's used to that chant. Much more tame here in St. Louis Obispo.
Quick mound visit with the pitching coach and the entire infield as well as the battery after 8 straight balls. She got to be in the dugout chanting, ball 8, ball. Like, I just know she is.
It's certainly in her head, for sure.
One of maybe the more fun traditions at the college level. Fun if you're an A&M fan.
If you're on the receiving end.
And not a fan of the team that is throwing all those balls in a row. Mustangs, who I am a fan of because I go there, played TAMU this last year, I believe. I don't remember a situation where I was watching a game and ever saw, ball 5, ball 5. I was actually the head coach for the Riptide, Brian Evans, coming out to talk to his reliever. And I feel like a pretty early pull for Haas Fregoso, who was through 6 innings. We're unaware of his exact pitch count, but he was pitching pretty well. Seemed like quick at bats. Now it's 2 on with nobody out for Kosei Suzuki. Ball 9.
Wow, man. Yeah, Brian Evans is kind of like a Dean Traynor situation. He's the manager of this team, but he was the Riptide pitching coach in 2023 and 24, and is the current pitching coach at Golden West College. So he knows his stuff. It's not always going to be a pitching change when the manager comes out there.
1 out. In the dirt, ball 10. Morrissey is just missing the zone. He cannot find it. And he's going to have to attack Kosei Suzuki at some point, who in his 2 seasons with Frank Phillips Community College, he hit 23 home runs. Has a chance to hit his first for the Blue and tie this game up. A slider, strike 1.
Our technology has got that one just a hair below the zone.
Maybe a gift from the umpire there to get his first strike in 11 pitches thrown. As now the 2-1 is another slider that's popped up into the air, right center field. Montgomery and Hunsaker grab it. Tagging for third is Murillo. It's cut off and dropped by the shortstop. Murillo will put himself 90 feet away from scoring the first run of the game. A productive out for Kosei Suzuki.
Ooh, what a jump from Diego Murillo. I thought that was going to be a much closer finish at third base, but Evans drops it on the transition. A strong throw from Hunsaker and a productive out for Kosei Suzuki, all thanks to Murillo, who got an incredible jump.
And now it's Charlie Caruso, who's tied for first on the team in home runs with 2. He's not huge in driving in runs, which might sound crazy considering he has recorded so many extra base hits, especially as of late, but only 3 driven in this year. The first pitch is a slider for a called strike. After 10 straight balls, 3 straight strikes for Jack Morrissey, finding the zone and getting a little more comfortable on the mound in front of, I would say, is about 1,400 faithful Blues fans. That one is another slider that misses inside.
If you're Charlie Caruso, you just want to put something in the air right here. With 1 out, you got a runner at third. The worst thing that happens is you hit a sacrifice fly when you put it in the air.
Caruso already grounded into a twin killer as Raymond heads for second, pitches in the dirt, no throw. Now you can worry a little less about hitting it on the ground if you're Charlie Caruso. The double play is off. as Drew Raymond steals second base.
Excellent feel from Drew Raymond. He got a spectacular jump and a smooth slide into second. That's a big body chugging at you.
It's 2 balls and a strike to today's backstop for the Blues, as the slider misses away. 3 balls and a strike to the Wildcat, who wants to go join his teammate Dan's over at first base. A walk or a knock would help the Blues here in a 3-run count. A slider for a called strike 2, right at the knees. And Marissi has found some comfort in that slider. And that'd be a payoff pitch with 1 out and 2 runners on to Charlie Caruso. Here it is. Swung on a miss, strike 3. It's a drop third. The catcher will look to third and then throw it to first. Murillo fakes, but doesn't go. It's a drop third strike. And Caruso was thrown out at first, a gigantic second out.
Yeah, that's a biggie right there. In that situation, I talked about not wanting to put it on the ground. The worst thing you could do is strike out.
It's going to be up to Gavin Constantine, as there's going to be another meeting at the mound. Nobody getting loose. Oh, it looked like there was somebody getting loose, and they're going to make a pitching change against the second baseman in today's 9-hole, Gavin Constantine. With 2 on and 2 out, we're going to get a new noodle here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Blues threatening for the first time today on the SLO Blues streaming network. Gavin Constantine has a chance to drive in the first runs of the day for the Blues. 2 on and 2 out, but it's a new pitcher, a righty, Jake Spence, the Gator from San Francisco State, who this year has only pitched in 4 innings and has a 4.15 ERA, 1 strikeout to 1 walk. So the pitcher and catcher will discuss the arsenal for the big right-hander. Also spent some time in the CCL last summer with the San Diego Sunrays, an affiliate team. Threw 17 innings, 18 strikeouts to his 5 walks last year.
4.15 ERA in 4 1/3 innings so far this summer for Spence.
A .7 whip for Spence in his limited action as Constantine is first pitch swinging. It's a grounder. Tough play on the backhand for Johnson. His throw over to first. 1 hops. He's saved, and the Blues score a run. An RBI grounder, but the home plate umpire calls it a foul ball. Good hustle and effort from all 3 Blues on the base pass. They thought they had their first run, but it's a foul ball.
Man, that looked close to me. I don't know. It looked like the third baseman, Johnson, fared that one just inside the chalk.
Very close indeed. It gives Gavin another chance to hit one hard. The good news, he is on that pitch. I mean, that ball, he was early on the fastball and dribbled it down the line. Now he just needs to hit it on a line and score a couple of runs for the Blues. Here's the 0-1. A slider that swung on and fouled back. Up and over the netting and into the concrete concourse. Very quickly, Constantine is behind 0-2 after thought we had an RBI infield single. Now he has to battle with 2 strikes. He's 0 for 2 today as they rule a balk, and the run is going to score either way.
Oh, man.
The Blues get their first run of the day on a balk from Jake Spence.
Wow.
That is a one way to do it. Diego Murillo scores. He reached first on a walk, second on a wild pitch, third on the flyout, and scores on a balk. Constantine swings and misses for strike 3, but the Blues cut into the lead. It's only 2 for the Tide now, and we'll see if it's Bryce Johnson back out there for inning number 8, or if it's Reese Bueno, the Mustang from down the road in the top of the 8th inning on the SLO Blues streaming network. Reese Bueno is out there for the Blues after an incredible 7 innings from Bryce Johnson, where he gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned 2 walks and his 9 strikeouts. He'll pass on the baton to the Mustang from just down the road, and Cal Pauley, originally from Visalia, California, and Redwood High School. Reese Bueno is back out there making his 2nd appearance of the summer. Important to note that because he's making his 2nd appearance, he is now eligible to pitch for the Blues in the playoffs.
And Bryce Johnson did his job today for the Blues, held the Riptide to 3 runs, and Bueno trying to pick up where Johnson left off.
First pitch from Bueno is a fastball that misses away.
A 3-pitch mix for Reese Bueno, fastball, slider, cutter. Mostly a fastball slider here.
Going to sit in that mid to high 80s, working primarily from the stretch. In the Sunday Sunnies, he throws an off-speed pitch that misses way up and out for ball 2. Reese Bueno having similar issues to Jack Morrissey, who threw 10 straight balls to start his appearance before getting pulled. He finished his day with an earned run after a balk from Jake Spence as Brad Navarro hits that one hard and on a line and into the gap. E.J. Royal fields it on a hop. He throws it in, and it's going to be a stand-up leadoff double for Bradley Navarro.
Somehow the first hit of the day for Brad Navarro, the best bat in this lineup and one of the better bats in the entire conference, finally strikes here with a leadoff double against Bueno.
The Blues were able to cut into this lead a little bit in the bottom of the 7th, cut it from 3 runs to 2. The Riptide are looking to extend it again with a leadoff double from Brad Navarro. It brings up Jake Evans, another very dangerous hitter who the Blues have held at bay today. 0 for 2, a strikeout, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Today's shortstop wearing number 49 and batting from the right side. The first pitch to him, he squares the bunt. It's a changeup in the dirt.
Matt Betancourt warming up in the bullpen. We saw Chase Rogers earlier, and now Cade O'Hara and Matt Betancourt are warming up.
Double barrel action in the Blues bullpen as they look to make a comeback. Tollerman, couple steps in on the grass. Ardois with his toes just on the dirt. Another square to bunt, pulls it back. A cutter for ball 2.
Here we go again. Reese Bueno, the last time he was out there for the Blues, just going slider, slider, slider. He's got a plus fastball that fuzzes in there in the low 90s, and yet he's just showing out with the slider, and he can't even throw it for a strike.
See what he does in the 2-0? It's the fastball, and it's chopped foul. Bueno this last year for the Mustangs made 8 appearances with a 2-0 record in 12 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 7 walks to his 11 strikeouts. It's good for a 3 ERA. Fastball misses inside, and it's 3-1. And this was very similar to Reese's outing just a couple of days ago in his first time pitching for the Blues, where he came in the 6th inning and started off with a couple of strikeouts, but then really struggled to find the zone. Here's the 3-1. It swung on and popped up on the infield and playable for Tollerman. Constantine's going to run over and call him off all the way where Tollerman was camped under it for the first out.
He tends to do that a lot. I mean, these guys are tight friends, too. Constantine just kind of showing him the up-facing palm to Tollerman. I mean, Gavin had to run about like 20 yards to his left, and Zach just took a step to his right.
I mean, that is Constantine's ball if he calls Tollerman off, and Tollerman knows it. But, yeah, I mean, Tollerman maybe took 2 steps to get to that ball, and Constantine was in a full sprint. It's one of those ones where you just let Tollerman have it.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's an out for the Blues after the leadoff double, and it brings up a Wildcat and Carter Dans. Chance to extend the lead right back to 3 as he swings and misses at the slider for strike 1. Dans this last year made 12 appearances, both on the plate and on the mound. He's a two-way guy as that fastball misses away. The Aces are free. A ball, a strike, and an out with a runner on. Made his first collegiate appearance against Long Beach State, where he worked 3 1/3 scoreless innings, and then also worked 2 scoreless innings against Northern Illinois, where he had 2 strikeouts. The 1-1, it misses inside for ball 2. In high school, he played down south at Corona Del Mar, where he was a top 50 outfielder in the state of California, according to Perfect Game. And they were first place in their conference his senior year. Here's the 2-1. Swung on a miss. Another slider. And there's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to today's first baseman. Newport Beach native and teammates with today's catcher for the Blues, Charlie Caruso. Finds himself down in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reese Bueno from the stretch. A slider that misses away. Count runs full.
And from the naked eye, that could look like a non-competitive pitch, but he wanted Dans to chase after that slider. He's gotten a swing and miss from it already, and he thought if he saw it out of the hand again, hitting the outside part of the zone, that he'd chase.
Bueno looking for a strikeout or some weak contact. And the full count, here it is. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Reese Bueno gets his first strikeout of the day.
Holy slider for Reese Bueno. He just keeps spamming it against these hitters.
He's only gone to that heater with some run on it a couple of times. It's been slider, slider, slider for Reese Bueno, and it's looked pretty bueno thus far. Now it's Luke Johnson, who against his last name partner went 0-for with a walk and a strikeout. As that one misses away. A ball and no strikes. Johnson spent this last year with the Big Red up Cornell. And Bueno's looking to end this inning after the leadoff double in front of 1,400 and a fan as that one misses up. On what is just a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Weather 73 at game time, it's still 72 degrees and sunny. On the Central Coast at Sinsheimer, the Blues looking to grab that number 2 seed and host a playoff game in the CCL playoffs as that one misses away. 3 balls and no strikes. They need some help, though. They need the Alameda Merchants to beat the Crawdads, and they need to come back and win in this game.
Very reachable, very doable for the Blues, especially if Bueno can get out of this jam.
The 3-0 is a fastball that he yanks away for ball 4.
This could be the reason why we aren't seeing the fastball as much. Bueno has been yanking it, and every batter he's faced, and Dean Traynor heads out to the hill.
Dean Traynor, as Nate pointed out earlier, and we've done multiple times this year, when he comes out to the mound, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a pitching change. Dean Traynor, plenty of experience as a pitching coach at various levels, but most notably in the MLB, where he spent some time with the Marlins. As it looks like it's just going to be a discussion for now between Bueno, the infield trainer, and Caruso, the catcher. Kate O'Hara is no longer getting warmed up. It's just Matt Betancourt, who's taking a little pause right now, standing with his glove under his shoulder, and a quick visit. It's odd for Dean Traynor. Usually he takes a lot longer out there on the bump, but he'll retreat to the dugout, and it'll be Reese Bueno to deal with Reed Montgomery with 2 on and 2 out. Montgomery famously is 4th in the CCL and runs batted in. Has a chance to buff up those numbers, 29 driven in this year. A chance to make it 26 batted in with a chance to make it possibly 30 as that one misses in the dirt. Math is hard. 29 would be the most he could do. Navarro's on second. He still stands there after he led off this inning with a double. And Johnson just walked. He stands on first. Couple looks at second. The 1-0 is a changeup, an ugly swing. That was actually the cutter, as they say no swing, the base umpire, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, all indicators pointed towards that being a swing. I mean, Montgomery's body went around, but he somehow kept his hands behind him.
The umpire says he didn't go, and Bueno's behind 2 balls and no strikes. That slider slips out of the fingertips. A wild pitch is going to move both runners up 90 feet.
You can still get out of here with a ground ball. Just get the force out at first. Still 2 outs. You're a pitch away.
Now you have the option, too, with a base open and a 3-0 count against one of the premier batters in terms of runs batted in the entire conference, to just walk Montgomery and face Zach Crandall, who waits on deck, today's catcher. And they do intentionally walk Montgomery and put him on first base. Now the bases are loaded for Zach Crandall. And Dean Trainor's coming back out. to talk to Reese Bueno. He's going to point to the dugout, and Matt Betancourt is going to have to get out of this jam for the Blues. The Blues able to get a run back in the bottom of the 7th, but the Riptide are threatening to blow this game open. Matt Betancourt's going to be the pitcher to try to stop him on the Blues streaming network. It's going to be Matt Betancourt for the Blues with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He has to deal with the catcher, Zach Crandall. This season, Betancourt has made 6 appearances, and in his 15 and a third innings of work, he's given up 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 7 walks to his 9 strikeouts. He holds a 3-0 record with a 2.35 ERA as his first pitch is a called strike. Those are his league stats with the Blues. Been a pretty good arm out of the bullpen all season long, and they need his best right here with the bases loaded on a double and a couple of walks. The 0-1 swung on and fouled away.
Big fastball slider guy. He'll incorporate the cutter as well, but mostly fastball slider, especially to right-handed hitters. The cutter shows out a little bit more to the lefties.
First 2 pitches were strikes, and he's way ahead in the count. To Crandall, a slider that's popped up. Shallow right field. Coming in on it is Hicksonbaugh. He will make the grab. Matt Betancourt comes in, throws 3 pitches, gets an out, and gets the Blues out of a jam. They scored a run in the bottom of the 7th. Can they do it again in the bottom of the 8th as they try to come back in this game and host a home playoff game? It's 3-1 Riptide on the SLO Blues streaming network. It's going to be the top of the order to try to cut into this lead. The Blues trail 3-1 to the Riptide. Jake Spence back out there after he came in to face Gavin Constantine and recorded a strikeout. However, he did balk to give the Blues their first run of the day. DJ Royal watches this one on the hands for ball one.
Blues are running out of time to at least tie this game. Now we go.
A 1-0. There's a fastball that's chopped up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Nieto. He gloves it. His throw is not in time. An infield single to lead off the inning for E.J. Royal. That's the second inning in a row the Blues have reached base with a leadoff base runner, and now it's going to be Hicksenbaugh with serving as the tying run.
Last time they had that leadoff base runner, he scored. Diego Murillo on a balk.
Hicksenbaugh 0 for 3 today, but riding an 11-game hitting streak and coming off a day yesterday where he filled up the stat sheet. 1 for 4, that was a single, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, a walk, a stolen base, and a strikeout. As the first pitch to him misses away for ball one.
They're anticipating bunt, and I don't blame them. Third baseman Johnson is crashing in the infield grass, getting ready for Hicksenbaugh.
Only reason I don't see Hicks bunting here is the Blues are down by 2, and they only have 6 outs remaining. At this point in the game, you kind of need to conserve your outs. A move to first, but Royal is back safely.
It's the currency of the game, base runners and outs.
Last season with the Lobos at Monterey Peninsula, Hicksenbaugh slashed .231, .362, and .347 as another move to first, and it's very close, but Royal is back safely.
Ooh, yeah, a little too close for comfort.
Those numbers with the Lobos didn't quite tell it all. He's hitting the ball hard, he was just getting unlucky, and after a couple seasons with the Lobos, has committed to play in Colorado at CSU Puebla. Comes to the plate, and the 1-0 misses away. Hicksenbaugh will be patient up there. He does not mind walking and serving as the tying run and being on base, especially for Tollerman and Ardois, 2 of the best bats, not only on this team, but in the CCL. Here's the 2-0. It's a called strike, a delayed called strike from the home plate umpire on a fastball that clips the inner part right around the knees.
And a count like that, you can be a little greedy with what kind of pitch you want. This one low and inside to Jake Hicksenbaugh. Didn't think you could do that much damage with it. You're still ahead, 2-1, nothing to worry about.
Infield shifted to the pull side. The center fielder Montgomery a step to his right as a slider drops in the zone for strike 2.
A real good-looking slider, too. Made Jake Hicksenbaugh check his swing. Hits it, it's a double. That's a hard pitch to come around on.
2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs, and a runner on first to Jake Hicksenbaugh, today's right fielder. A look to first, and he hits this one the other way, and it's down. Down the first baseline as Royal will round third. He's getting the wave. He's coming home. It's cut off. The throw is not in time. Jake Hicksenbaugh with an RBI double. The Blues cut it in half with 1 swing of the bat.
That's big time, baby. Jake Hicksenbaugh going the opposite way with some authority, too. This is no slicer. This is no floater. This is no blooper. This is gas down the left field line.
That one was barreled, and Hicksenbaugh able to get all the way to second base. Royal scores from first on the double, and all of a sudden the leading run stands in the right-handed batter's box, chalk to chalk, and it's Zach Tollerman with the tying run and one of the best base runners on this team, 180 feet away. The first pitch is spiked, and now it's 90 feet away as Hicksenbaugh moves up to third on the wild pitch.
Blues fans can feel it in their guts. They want to tie this game.
Jake Hicksenbaugh has woke up this crowd, cut it in half with the double, and is now serving as the tying run with no outs. He stands 90 feet away, and it's Zach Tollerman, one of the premier hitters and first baseman in the entire CCL, as he watches this slider off the plate.
What a good story for Jake Hicksonbaugh. Grew up going to Blues games. He was one of those kids on top of the dugout asking for a foul ball. Now he's hitting RBI doubles.
2-0 misses away. It's a 3-ball count to Zach Tollerman, and he pays it right back. Yesterday and almost after every game when I'm going down to the dugout, I see him signing balls for little kids. He tries to do, as many as he can before he has to help, clean up the field or pack up and go home, whatever it may be. Here's the 3-0 to Tollerman. Swung on and ripped back up the middle, a base hit. Tollerman points to the dugout as he ties this one up. Hicksonbaugh trots in after his double. A tie ball game on back-to-back RBI hits for the Blues. And there's going to be a meeting at the mound and a 3-3 ball game between Jake Spence and the infield. The Blues have surged back in the 7th and the 8th. They were down 3-0, as that is going to be it for Jake Spence. There is going to be a new pitcher. It's going to be a righty, and he will be wearing number 55. We'll tell you all about him after this. Blues tie it up on the SLO Blues streaming network. The new pitcher is Nick Bond, the Patriot from Dallas Baptist, and the previous wave from Pepperdine. This last year with Dallas Baptist, made 15 appearances. He held a 1-3 record. In his 19 in the third innings pitch, he gave up 29 hits, 22 earned runs, 8 walks to his 22 strikeouts. That's a 10 ERA for Nick Bond, who comes onto the mound with the leading run on first base, which is now Sebastian Lopez, who is pinch running for Zach Tollerman, as Sam Ardois takes a first pitch strike.
3-pitch guy, fastball, slider, and splitter. You're going to see slider, fastball to right-handed hitters like Ardois.
There's the 0-1. It's another slider that buckles Ardois for a called strike, too.
Obviously a good one. Ardois backed out of the plate that time to watch that one go over. Crossed him up a little bit, but now he knows.
After a couple of years with the Waves at Pepperdine, where he had back-to-back 6 ERA seasons, he committed to play at Dallas Baptist. He's now going into his senior year with the Patriots, as that one is fouled back at 93 miles an hour.
But the velo is there. The stuff is there. That slider isn't a sweeping motion as much as it is a slurve. Not a lot of horizontal break to it at negative 7.8 inches.
It's flat, but it topped out at 96 this year with the Riptide, as that one is weakly hit to short. Evans will bobble it, and everybody is safe. And E6 puts the leading run in scoring position.
absolute cinema.
4 straight base runners have reached base safely to start this inning. 3 hits and an error, and that brings up Diego Murillo with a chance to take the lead. He gets a sign from his coach Rene Regalado. It might be the bunt sign. As usually, Diego's a great hitter. You would love to have him swing the bat, but it might be the smart decision to have him bunt 2 into scoring position with 1 out. So we'll see what he does as the corner infielders creep in. When his red batting gloves, he squares, and he gets it down, but it's foul.
Now bunting 101 comes in at the top of the zone. You don't stab at it. You receive it with your hands going up to down. It's the inverse of a ground ball. You want to start up, and you have to move your body, not your hands. That's what Diego did, stabbing at the top of the zone.
Corner infielders in on the grass again. Murillo squares. He pulls back as it's a slider that misses away, a ball and a strike.
Good leave.
This year, Nick Bond has a 7 ERA with the Riptide. Spent some time in the West Coast League as well with the Richfield Raptors. As he squares again and pulls it back again. As it's 2 balls and a strike.
Sebastian Lopez pinch running for Zach Tullerman as well. He's at second base. That's the go-ahead run.
Trading in some speed. As Murillo's ahead 2-1. We'll see if he squares again. He does. He pulls it back again, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Blues are a ball away from loading the bases.
And this is a good adjustment for Diego Murillo, right? That first bunt, he stabbed at it, wasn't as patient. He watched the next 3 pitches go by and just pulled the barrel back. It's a good adjustment.
Diego squaring early, the 3-1. He gets it down, and it's foul. The count runs full, and now Murillo will be swinging the stick in the full count.
Man, if he lets that go, that's a walk.
Pitch was definitely off the plate. Murillo has been good up there about pulling it back. Now is an opportunity, though, to swing the bat and give the Blues the lead.
Smelling that right center gap.
The first baseman, Dans, is still playing in on the grass in the 2-strike count. It looks like maybe they're still expecting a bunt. I don't see any world in which Diego squares it. He doesn't. He swings. He chops it to the first baseman, Dans. Throw to first, and no throw to first base. A fielder's choice as the leading run moves up 90 feet. Sebastian Lopez stands on third.
All good, all good. You just get the force out at second. That's the first out of this inning. So you put the winning run 90 feet away. I don't hate that.
First and third and 1 out now for Drew Raymond. Drew yesterday had a 2 RBI triple, and he recorded another RBI on a sacrifice fly. There's another guy for the Blues in yesterday's game against the Caneo Oaks who filled up the stat sheet as taking off for second is Murillo, and he steals second base.
Yes, Diego. Apply the pressure. Let him know.
That gets rid of the double play, and now the infield is going to have to play in for Drew Raymond. I mentioned, filled up the stat sheet. 1 for 3, a triple, 3 RBIs, 2 runs, a walk, a sac fly, and 2 strikeouts in yesterday's 11-4 win.
These boys are playing some ball, man. Diego timed that up perfectly against Bond and took off to second and put the pressure on.
Middle of the infield, wide open. From the windup, the first pitch is fouled off. A fastball in on the hands. And even though Nick Bond is sitting in the mid-90s, the Blues bats have been able to time it up pretty well, I feel. Murillo put bat to ball, and Drew Raymond, that one was in on the hands. He had to get the swing early, and he still fouled it straight back. Here's the 0-1. A fastball that misses up. They check a swing. No, he didn't. The Aces are free. A ball, a strike, and an out. It's a tied ball game after the Blues scored 2 in this inning and 1 in the last to come back in this game with a chance to host a home playoff game here at Sinsheimer in front of the home crowd. Here's the 1-1. A changeup that misses down, 2 balls and a strike.
What a great take from Raymond right there. not overthinking it, read the pitch all the way in, drop below the zone, and that's a classic out pitch for the pitcher Bond to get the lefty to swing and miss. And Drew wasn't having it.
2-1. Misses in the dirt. I check his swing. No, he did not. 3 balls and a strike to Drew Raymond with Kosei Suzuki on deck. Drew today has a hit and a walk, and also a stolen base. He's been stranded on third twice as they're going to intentionally walk Drew Raymond to face Kosei Suzuki with the bases loaded.
They want to be able to have that DP, that double play. Get the runner on first, a ground ball from Kosei Suzuki. Gets him out of the inning and leaves it at a tied game. Suzuki just needs to put it in the air. That is what he has to do. Can't strike out, can't ground it.
Maybe they have the scouting report because Kosei Suzuki leads this team in ground ball double plays behind, or he's tied with Sam Ardois for first, but he is also tied first on the team, at least in my mind, in sac flies. First pitch, he swings at a slider. That's a foot outside for strike 1.
Now we just got to have a better approach there. You want to do damage on hitting a fly ball, and you swing at a first pitch slider. Was never a strike.
The pitch for Nick Bond is the fastball, and that's the pitch Kosei likes to hit. So wait until you see that four-seam spin. Here's the 0-1. Another slider that's popped up and out of play very quickly. Kosei's behind 0-2. Suzuki can't get it done. It'll be Caruso on deck. The only way he wouldn't hit is if a double play ends this inning. The Blues have already scored 2. On third, it's Lopez. He pinch ran for Tullerman. Second is Murillo, and Drew Raymond on first. Kosei Suzuki at the dish. Here's the pitch. Misses away. A yanked fastball. A ball and 2 strikes.
94, man. Kosei taking that one outside. And what's funny about this pitch, too, that fastball, it's acting as a sinker mostly. It's even more baffling as how the Blues are getting a hold of it. Because if you were to tell me it was just a flat 94, yeah, it makes sense. But no, this is ducking and diving below the zone.
1-2. Swung on a miss. He pumps the fastball. And that's a massive strikeout.
It's a big one. Hey, you still got a chance, though. Charlie Caruso at the dish. You like your odds if you're a Blues fan. But yeah, a big K against Kosei Suzuki. Bond just climbs the ladder, and Suzuki swings at 2 pitches that are outside of the zone.
Blues have already scored a couple of runs in this inning to tie it up. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, it'll be up to Caruso if they want to take the lead in the 8th. Batting from the left side, one of 3 lefties for the Blues today. First pitch, swung on and popped up. Brad Navarro goes back on it. He continues to race back. Now backpedaling, he will make the grab. The Blues strand the bases loaded. However, they do score 2 runs and tie it up. We head into the top of the 9th inning. It's a 3-3 ball game on the SLO Blues streaming network. Kate O'Hara's in the game in the top of the 9th. He'll face the bottom of the order. It's Jack Salmon leading it off, followed by Dylan Nieto and Riley Hunsaker. The Blues tied it up in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and now they look to maintain that lead in a half inning, brought to you by Educational Employees Credit Union. Proudly serving the Central Coast, EECU is located in Paso Robles and can be found at myeecu.org. Experience smarter banking at Educational Employees Credit Union. First pitch from the new pitcher O'Hara is fouled back for strike one.
Fastball, fastball, fastball from Kate O'Hara. You'd be sitting on that if you're with the OC Riptide.
That's big swing and a miss on the combio, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Matt Betancourt comes into the game in the top of the 8th and pitches to one batter and gets an out. And now it's O'Hara trying to keep this 3-3 lead, as that one is chopped in fair territory to the new first baseman Lopez. He'll tap first for the first out. Jack Salmon avoids the golden sombrero and chops that one in the dirt, and he goes down for the first out.
See how much run that fastball had? Coming in at 90 miles an hour, a lot of arm side run. Salmon had to adjust mid-swing and chop it over to the pull side. It's a good pitch, man.
Kate O'Hara has been excellent for the Blues this year, as the first pitch is nubbed foul. Yesterday, he pitched and gave up a run on a hit and a walk and 3 strikeouts. Struck out the side, facing 7 batters.
Would be a big win right here for Kate O'Hara to go 3 up, 3 down. You don't have to face Brad Navarro.
It could be gigantic as he throws a changeup for a called strike 2. 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Kate O'Hara, who is still looking for a new place to play some ball next year after a couple of years at Texas. His name is in the transfer portal, and he's getting some serious Division I look. There's the 0-2. It hits Nieto square in the back in an 0-2 count. Stands on first base now is Nieto as the leading run, and that means unless you get a double play here, you're going to have to face Brad Navarro.
He has the biggest hit of the game from the Riptide. A double to deep left center field that scored 2. He gave the Tide a 3-0 lead at the time.
Hunsaker, Cal Baptist, previously played at USC. And this last year with the Lancers, he was a two-way guy. He only got 11 at-bats, where he recorded a hit. As the first pitch misses, a ball down. And the 1-0. Swung on and fouled back. Ace is free, a ball, a strike, in and out with 1 runner on and a tie ball game. And Nate, this is a dude's dude up here at the dish. You ready? Here are his favorites: pasta for food, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift for movie, Hawaii Five-0 for his TV show, Kid Cudi, Into the Fire, and his hobbies are hunting and fishing.
Into the Fire is a book.
The 1-1 is a changeup that clips the inner part for strike 2.
Kid Cudi in the big 2025.
We're not giving hate to Kid Cudi, are we?
No.
Good. Got some bangers that came out when I was in like middle school.
I was in high school.
Over first.
Getting picked off that for the first time all season. Didn't look real comfortable back to back, but able to get in there safely. All that happened.
The 1-2 misses in the dirt, blocked by Caruso, who, outside of those stolen bases in the first inning, has pitched a really good game behind the dish. He gave up a wild pitch in the 8th, which was not his fault. It missed the strike zone by 20 feet. He had no chance to stop that ball. But outside of that, he hasn't given up any bases on a wild pitch or pass ball or stolen base. The 2-2 is swung and hit hard on the ground. Lopez bobbles it, and he's just going to tag his own bag for an out.
Good. 102 miles an hour right to Sebastian Lopez. He drops to a knee, does a good job at keeping it in front, loses it for a second, thought about going to second base. No. You bobble a ground ball in the infield, you go to first, and that's what he did.
A very good play, a headsy play from Lopez, who spent the last couple of innings on the bench. And now it's Bradley Navarro. He stands in the dish at the dish with the leading run at second base, and Dylan Nieto, who Kate O'Hara hit.
How about this matchup, Brian? The hardest throwing arm in the Blues bullpen versus one of the best hitters in the league and a former Blue.
This is a must-watch matchup. Excuse me. It's kind of funny. This is Kate O'Hara's second season with the Blues, but he wasn't here last year. These two just missed each other, as the first pitch is a sinker that misses away. O'Hara here in the 2023 summer, Brad here in the 2024 summer, and now in the 2025 summer. They're both in the CCL for the first time, but on opposing teams and facing each other in what might be the biggest at-bat of the summer for both teams. 1-0 misses away. The Blues need a win to have a chance to host a playoff game. The Riptide, if they win, they host the CCL South Championship game on Wednesday. If the Tide lose, they will play on Tuesday and host a wild card game, and they're going to intentionally walk Brad Navarro to face Jake Evans with 2 on.
Don't hate it.
You put 2 on. That's the dangerous part, is now that the Riptide, if they were to hit a double, they could take a 2-run lead. But now for the infielders, they can go to any square base to end this inning. We've seen 3 intentional walks in this game. I don't know if we've seen 3 total amongst all the previous 48 games this summer. First pitch is swung on and flown into center field. Royal will range back into his left and make the grab. O'Hara faces 5 batters but gets out of the inning, and the Blues have a chance to walk it off. We head into the bottom of the 9th. It's going to be Constantine, Royal, and Hicksonbaugh due up for your hometown team in a 3-3 ball game on the SLO Blues streaming network. (9-1-2) due up for the hometown team in the bottom of the 9th with a chance to walk it off. They have to face the flamethrower and Nick Bond as Gavin Constantine takes strike 1. Constantine today is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He swings and hits that one softly back to the pitcher, Bond. He'll field it on the mound and throw it to first for the first out. 2 pitches, 1 out for Nick Bond. Constantine now 0 for 4 today, and it'll bring up the top of the order. Blues have 2 outs to try to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Royal today recorded a hit to get the party started in the 8th. He scored on an RBI double from Jake Hicksonbaugh. Outside of that, a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. First pitch is a fastball and misses inside for ball 1. If Royal could get a hit here, not only would it probably be his biggest hit of the summer, it would also be his 50th hit of the summer, which would give him back-to-back 50-hit seasons. That one is a fastball. That's a called strike.
Man. Took the bat out of his hands.
Highway robbery. That one missed off the plate. Now it's a 1-1. Is this a slider? That one not close. And it's 2 balls and a strike to the leadoff man. He's been the leadoff man in almost every single game since he got here a couple weeks into the season. Here's the 2-1. It misses away. 3 balls and a strike to E.J. Royal, who's looking to get on and serve as the winning run.
Maybe a makeup call there to E.J. too.
That one a very similar spot to the 1-0 pitch that was a called strike. Royal in the driver's seat, fastball hunting. He gets a fastball and it misses low. Royal is on and he is the leading run. A chance to win it for Jake Hixenbaugh, who in this exact situation in the 8th inning hit a double and scored Royal.
You got the teeth of the order coming up too. Hixenbaugh, and it'll actually be Lopez coming in for Tollerman, Ardois and Murillo right after.
Lopez, who pinch ran for Zach Tollerman and then was stranded on third, stands on deck. So Hixenbaugh doesn't ground into a double play. It'll be Lopez. First pitch swung on a miss. A fastball pumped in there at 92. Starting to see the velocity dip a little bit for Nick Bond, the Patriot from Dallas Baptist, who has had his fair share of struggles throughout his college pitching career, and has a chance to record a big 3 outs here and push this game into extra innings. The 0-1 misses upstairs, and the Aces are free. A ball, a strike, and an out with 1 runner on. The Blues need a win if they want to host a playoff game. Riptide need a win if they want a bye and the 1 seed, as Hixenbaugh swings and misses through the changeup.
And that's not the swing you want right now. You don't want to park it over the fence. Hixenbaugh hasn't hit a home run ever in his Blues career. He had multiple at Atascadero. That was high school. That was then. This is now. You want to keep the line moving and get EJ to score.
Wind blowing hard from right to left on a sunny afternoon as Hixenbaugh swings and misses for strike 3. Second strikeout for Nick Bond, and it'll bring up Sebastian Lopez. The Blues want to win this in regulation. It's going to be up to him to keep this game alive. Lopez getting his first at-bat of the day today. This season, he is 3 for 27 with a .333 on-base percentage and an OPS below 500. He is the hope for the Blues. Royal will take off for second. The pitch is a ball. The throw to second is not in time. It gets booted into the outfield. Royal thinks about third, but he'll stay at second. All of a sudden, the winning run is in scoring position. A base hit will win you this game. If you're Sebastian Lopez at the dish, the heart's got to be pounding.
Those BPMs are on an uptick for sure. So unfortunate that Royal didn't see that ball get away sooner. Otherwise, he for sure would have taken off to third.
Now, you know a base hit, Rene Regalado is not stopping Royal. If this ball touches down in the outfield grass, the Blues are either going to win or Royal's going to be hosed at home. The 1-0. Fastball for a called strike. That one clipping the zone to Lopez, who has improved astronomically from his year last year with the Blues, where he recorded just 1 hit and 31 at-bats with 16 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1. It's a fastball for a called strike, too. Fans unhappy with that call. That one out over the plate. Lopez now is behind 1-2 to Nick Bond. Bond coming set in the stretch. Glove at the numbers. It's the 1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Free baseball here at Sinsheimer as it is a tied ball game heading into the 10th inning. We'll see if it's O'Hara back out there or if it'll be a new pitcher for the Blues in extra innings on the SLO Blues streaming network. (1,401 fans getting some free baseball as we are in extra innings at Sinsheimer. The Blues were unable to walk it off in the ninth, and it'll be Carter Dans to lead it off with Jake Evans, the inherited runner, at second base. Corner infielders on the grass, maybe expecting a bunt from the three-hitter in Dans, as he doesn't square, and the first pitch is a called strike. Dans, the lefty, against the righty O'Hara, who's back out there for inning number 2 of work. The 0-1. Fastball that just misses, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Dan's 1 for 4 today. Base hit in the first. He stole a couple of bags, but then was caught in the middle between third and home. Fly out, a line out, or a ground out, and a strikeout. A check swing. They say he went around for strike 2. Behind in the count is Dan's to O'Hara. It's a ball and 2 strikes with the leading run standing on second base. The Blues trying to win this one in extra innings and give themselves a chance to host a playoff game. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Caruso tags him out for the first out of the inning, and O'Hara gets a strikeout.
Big out right there for Cade. Surprised Dan didn't show any bunt. Usually when you get the automatic runner situation, that's the first instinct. Lay down a bunt and get the go-ahead runner to third, but Dan's was swinging, and it doesn't pay off.
Now here is Luke Johnson. The righty takes a changeup for a ball down. Johnson is 0 for 2 today, a couple of walks and a strikeout. He also stole a bag and has been stranded twice. With a 1-1, and it's swung on a miss, and now it's 1-1.
What a pitch from Cade O'Hara, sweeping slider. It's a long swing and a miss to Luke Johnson, who almost loses his helmet on that hack.
Johnson's brother is a pitcher at George Fox University, which is a Division III school up in Oregon. His father, Craig, played collegiate tennis as that one is swung on and popped up. Left field, Raymond will squeeze it with one hand. The Blues are an out away from getting the bats back up there with no damage in the 10th.
I'm shocked with no bunt. Jake Evans is at second base, a capable runner. And you have two guys who haven't really proven today that they're playing well enough to not bunt. It feels like it's almost automatic in situations like this. But instead, the Tide are free swinging, and now it's pretty much out of order with 2 outs.
Well, barring a good throw from Raymond, if the runner would have been bunted over to third, that would have been a sac fly, and the Riptide would have taken the lead.
Exactly.
But instead, it is now Reed Montgomery, who is known for driving and runs as he takes ball 1. But then when you look at the other side for the Blues, in any situation, whether the Riptide score or not, Ardois leads it off. Do you have him bunt? He's the best hitter in this lineup, one of the best.
You got Lopez at second, will be the runner.
Swinging and missing as he loses his bat and flies straight in front of the Blues dugout for strike 1. It's the second time we've seen that in the last couple of days. Murillo had one the other day, and now Reed Montgomery loses his stick.
I've been calling games in this league for 3 years. I've been a part of many games. I can't say I've ever seen people lose bats this frequently.
And I mean, it's something that happens for sure. It's not like he intentionally is throwing the bat. Just losing it. Not enough pine tar on the grip. Reed Montgomery is a bodybuilder. Work on the grip strength. Hold on to that thing. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and hit the other way. Ardois will glove it. He'll throw it across the diamond to first on time. Cade O'Hara sits him down in order. The Blues have another chance to walk it off in the 10th. Lopez is going to be the runner at second. Ardois, Murillo, and Raymond are due up with a chance to win it. Can they do it? Can they put themselves in a situation to host a home playoff game? Stay tuned on the SLO Blues streaming network. Sebastian Lopez stands at second base 180 feet away from winning this game for the hometown team. Fans sticking around on this beautiful afternoon to see if the Blues can win it. In their yellow Mimosa Sunday uniforms, it'll be Ardois to lead it off with Sebastian Lopez on second base as the ghost runner for the Blues. The corner infielder, or just the first baseman, I should say, Dans, plays in on the grass. We'll see if Ardois squares to bunt. He does. He pulls it back and it misses up. 1-0 to Sam Ardois, who is 0 for 4 today. A pop out, a line out, a ground out, and then he reached on an error in the 8th. Another square. He pulls it back again, and it's up by his eyes for ball 2.
Good takes, man.
And Dans is getting really aggressive. He's starting really far in and then running in as fast as he can when he sees Ardois square to bunt, trying to make sure Lopez can't get to third, but I think Ardois might send it down the third baseline if he can. The 2-0, he's swinging, and it's a called strike. Didn't square that time, maybe just to make Dan's back up a little bit.
Yeah.
If Ardois swings again and hits one the other way, it's getting past Dan's, not a doubt about it. The 2-1, he doesn't square. It's another called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam Ardois. The Blues have 3 outs to move Lopez up 2 bases. You want to keep that advantage. You don't want to go 2 outs and 2 bases. Now all of a sudden it gets a little bit harder. Here's the pitch. It misses away, and the count runs full. Going to be the best pitch of the day for Nick Bond, who's back out there for his 3rd inning of work after replacing Spence to end the 7th inning. He pitched the entire 8th and 9th, and now he's here in the 10th. 3-2, swung on and hit on a line the other way for a base hit. Rounding third and coming to the plate, and now he will hold up and stop as Lopez. Ardois is going to move up to second. That doesn't really matter. A single for Sam Ardois puts the winning run 90 feet away with nobody out.
Seabass almost blew for that stop sign. Did you see that?
I did not. But
at the last second, he threw on the brakes and went, "Oh, I can't do it."
If I were Seabass, I would just assume I'm getting a green light. It was Reina Regalado.
I thought he was going to send him.
I thought he was too. So it leaves it up to Murillo, who has already been a walk-off hero this year, with a chance to walk it off. Can Murillo bring magic to Sinsheimer one more time this year and give the Blues a chance to host? Misses away for ball 1. A base hit or a sacrifice fly would do it for the Blues. The Riptide, if they win this game, they are the 1 seed in the South. If they lose, they are the 2 seed. 1-0. A fastball that misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Drew Raymond waits on deck as Murillo is 0 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored. He also stole a bag and a strikeout. Diego Murillo hits that one up in the air. It's in foul territory. Might be playable for Dan's as he finds the fence, and it'll bounce off the fence for strike 1.
Misread that a little bit, and that's a big break for Diego Murillo because it's a very playable ball for Dan's over at first base. I think he thought he was a lot closer to the fence than he was. Watched it drop right inside.
Diego Murillo is trying to win this game for the Blues. This is the perfect guy to have up there. He is so serene at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit on a line for a base hit. Lopez is going to score and the Blues win the game. The Blues have a chance to host here at Sinsheimer. A walk-off from Diego Murillo as they dogpile him in right center. Diego's jersey is off as he runs back to the infield, and the Blues win it 4-2-3. What a comeback from the San Luis Obispo Blues, who are down 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th, and they score 4 in the 7th through 10th innings to win the game.
When I die, bury me in a Blues jersey, because I just might come back. These kids are unbelievable. What a season.
What a season. The Blues are a playoff team. We figured that out yesterday. But now we are watching hard, and we are gigantic Alameda Merchants fans.
Yes, game starts in 1 hour at the College of Alameda, if I'm not mistaken. Merchants and Dads. If you want another game here, a playoff game at Sinsheimer Stadium, oh yeah, you want those Merchants.
If the Merchants win tonight, the Blues will host as a Blues player, I can't tell who, it might be Jake Hickson-Boss, holding up Diego Murillo's jersey to the fans as they wave the caps. What a moment at the ballpark.
Sign this kid.
Dude, any Division I program, if you're watching, Diego Murillo should play for you.
Yes.
He's so good. And the Blues get the win. And we can't forget Bryce Johnson's start. He gave up a few runs, was hit around a little bit, but 7 innings of good work, 96 pitches, and 9 strikeouts, and it's all capped off by Diego Murillo walking it off. Well, now it's time in about 45 minutes to tune in to either the Crawdads streaming network or the Merchant streaming network and see if the Blues can host a playoff game. The OC Riptide dropped to the 2 seed. They are going to host on Tuesday versus the Arroyo Seco Saints, and the Oaks are going to get the bye in the South. What a game. The Blues get a win in walk-off fashion and extra innings, 4-2-3. Well, if this is my last time on the call with you, Nate, if the Blues are unable to host a playoff game, it's been a wonderful season calling games here. I hope we're back on Tuesday.
Yes.
But for now, Ryan Giacomini, Nate Mills. Have a great rest of your day on the SLO Blues streaming network.